issues.
All right.
Yeah, I was. It's funny when you some people don't realize that you can't just put any kind of music on because you'll get copyright. You'll
Huh.
you'll get you'll get a hit on a copyright from YouTube or Facebook, and somebody will say, "Hey, that's you're
Like
not
shut
supposed
it
to use that."
down. Shut it
Yeah,
down. Like we make, and even the stuff that's supposed to be not copywritten is still sometimes flagged.
yeah, and that happens too. Like stuff that's copyright free. Oh, I can use it, and then it will get blocked or muted, and then I got to go fight that. So, but I don't know. I think adding music sometimes is it's a nice touch. It gets rid of any awkward silent moments.
Yeah, like last night I was watching actually rewatching the stream with that Garcia lady.
Yeah,
What's her name? Lisa Marie
her
or
name is Lynn
something like
Marie
that. Yeah.
Garcia.
Yeah.
Scarlett, welcome back. Carla, Linda Reyes, Mary. Hey, nice to see you. Congratulations on your wedding. Right, that's this coming weekend. I'm pretty sure. I remember. Melissa's kid's like, oh my goodness, is she for real?
Uh-oh. Are you ready for another 5-hour episode? Mannyholics? Any of the Mannyholics?
Oh, Roxanne, why'd you have to tell me that? I might. Okay, okay. Let me take a peek.
Just take a peek. Yeah, so I was hearing that Garcia interview and I heard the music in the background. It was actually, so when we're live, I hear it a little bit louder than what it is when it's being restreamed or whatever. But it was like perfect. It was not overcoming.
It wasn't like too loud or anything like that, right?
No, it was just like you said. If there's a moment of silence, a few seconds of silence, at least I was able to enjoy some elevator music.
Yeah.
I like
Let me
how it
go.
says fake news. We kept that one up, huh?
Yeah, change it up a little bit. Got to have
Yeah,
some fun, right?
we were doing some studio testing.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were
Yeah,
doing. Abel was messing around with his
you know,
layout. Let's see. Yeah, so,
deciding if one day maybe we'll be talking like this, Manny, to each other, like you know,
but yeah, you want to try it out? We can try it out.
just to see, that would be weird with the brick walls on the back.
All right. Somebody just told me that Selena Lucio, Melissa
Hmm.
Lucio's daughter, is on TikTok right now. So I
If that
might.
name, if that name was not known, it's known. Fifth of 16, or what was it?
Yeah, right. Fifth of 14.
14. Okay, okay.
All right, let's listen in, but I'm not going to get into a. Uh, it says that I joined on her chat, so
Oh,
she can tell I'm watching. So, but I don't want to start nothing. I don't want to argue. I don't want to. I just want to listen. That's all we're going to do is observe, right, people?
yeah. Stand and deliver.
So that means I got to stop the music for a second.
Oh man, I was just getting into it.
I know, right? Me too. That's actually good. I got to say that one. All right, let's share this and just listen. I'm not starting trouble or nothing. I just want to.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Or
Not starting trouble is like saying I'm about to go and open up a can of worms.
either of them speak to her.
Is that Roku TV?
I don't
That's
know.
the thing.
Is
I
it?
mean, nobody knows the reason why she was treated differently. It doesn't make sense,
Let me
and I've
put a
stopped,
thing here so people know what we're.
questioning, why she did it or why she only did it to her, and I think I just question more like, how could you do this? Especially like my sisters. Like I said before, that they have daughters now, and I can't even imagine anybody doing that to them. I can't imagine doing that to them. I can't imagine my sisters doing that to them. How do you do that to your own child? And maybe it's different when you have 14 kids, but I don't think so.
Try the brick wall,
in a
Manny. Let's see
sense.
that.
Maybe if you have 14 kids, you love the last one a little less, but I don't think it goes to the point where you beat them to death.
The Brady Bunch.
The Brady. That's.
Well, that's another thing.
You said you weren't gonna start shit,
Vanessa
man.
says that none of us have visited her grave. I visited her grave at least like 2 times
Hey, Eliana.
throughout my
El-
life, maybe three
El-
times.
Eliana, I think I've
But
seen
for
you
her to
on
say
the
like, oh, they never visited her grave. I visited her
Facebook.
grave.
People
I
you
remember
may
there's an
know.
ant pile on top of it. It
Did,
was unmarked.
did you hear that? So the guy,
And
whoever's talking, says
we've said
there's
that we
people out
would
there who've said I've never visited my
get the
sister's
money
grave,
to
but
get
I've
the
been there
headstone. People are
twice,
always asking about
maybe
that,
three
but
times in my life.
John is always saying, "Oh, I've got it," because he doesn't want us to do it.
That's pretty
But if he
shitty.
doesn't do it, we've said that we're going to do it.
Hello, everyone. Yes, back on just for a little bit. We're not
Oh wait,
gonna.
hold on. The Manny Holics are up, man.
Oh yeah, I started to get into why
Siblings
I didn't pick a
speak.
name. I didn't finish that conversation earlier.
Oh, okay,
Three,
okay. So,
Bobby, John, and Melissa.
Yeah,
Sister Melissa.
I've been doing music on it for a long time.
Yeah, I can't say
But you're
what
right,
to
Christy.
just knew the
Probably.
last two at the time that you
Anyway,
said.
we are
Yeah, I
listening
thought that in my
to.
head, but I was like, people understand.
boiler room music.
And also, it's so funny or weird that
Let's hear.
I've heard Sonia say several times, she's a mother of 14.
That's Selena's voice,
She's a
Melissa's
mother of
daughter.
14. She's a mother of 12.
Yep.
She was never a mother to the twins.
Exactly.
Everything they say to make my mom look good, it's all lies.
I'm sorry.
Just because you birth someone doesn't make you their mother.
Hey, Mary.
Where's Mary still awake?
Mary, congrats. You definitely deserve that happiness. I'm glad you found cool dude. Seems like a cool guy. Wish I could be there. Hey, Carmen.
We love Halloween.
I guess I'm not going to the gym in the morning.
You could still wake up and do that.
So
Yeah, but
why are they online?
oh, I was gonna work like at 12 tomorrow.
I think they're waiting like to get to 1,000
If
viewers
there's
or
these
something.
things,
Welcome,
Yeah.
Trish. Welcome back, I should say. Hey, Leanne.
I think I'll be too tired to go to the gym.
Hey, Nadia.
I
I
don't know,
guess
maybe
I
I
come
could.
to mouth only because I can since I'm the boss. There you go.
Pre-workout that you gave me, it tastes nasty.
Boss rules.
Yeah, I don't like
Boss.
the flavor. I mean, it worked
Fifth
a little
reports.
bit, but not like.
I mean,
that.
at what point is it trying to bring justice to somebody, and at what point
Because we
is
don't
it
have
trying to
fun
build a
with the
fan
twins.
base? Anybody feel the
Apparently
same
my
way?
brother John does. We haven't. So they
Hmm.
were adopted by a different family.
Yeah, and it seems
they
like
cut contact
something
with us.
tragic like this
Last time I saw them, I was 12.
would not
Coincidentally, that's
would
also the
not
last
be
time
what
I
you want
saw
to build
my-
something around. You know what I mean?
But apparently
I mean-
they live in the valley now in Brownsville.
That's where
And
it's
John
like,
talked to
what's
them
going
and
on?
Saw them, but we haven't felt the need to. Yeah, supposedly we haven't felt the need to contact them because I think they're as far as we know, we're living a good life.
Who do you think
Hey,
that is? I
They're
think
living a
that's
good
Richard.
life, sorry.
I think that's
and we don't want
Richard,
them- we don't want to involve them in this.
which is one of the brothers. One of Melissa's sons. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You had to live. Blessings to you all. Thank you.
Oh, Bobby. Okay.
No, I think it's Richard. Is that Bobby? I thought it was Richard. She said earlier. She said I'll probably be back on tonight with Richard. So that's why I assumed it was
All
Richard.
the attention toward defending your mom. It's bullshit.
I mean, because Bobby's a little bit
Them
more for the
can
mom.
Say they saw us abuse Mariah.
Oh, but this way we can't see
Not one of
the
No
comments
one,
on
no
her
one.
page. Do you want to see the
saw?
Do you want to see the comments on her TikTok?
But there's multiple people that can say we saw mom abuse Mariah. So how does I don't understand how the people believe them or think they make sense. None of them have ever saw.
Oh, there you go.
Towards Mariah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for answering the question. You're welcome, Ruthless.
Hey, Monica.
Hold on.
Jenna. Gina
I think
Navarro.
She talked about the twins being adopted. The twins are the youngest. I think they're like 15 now.
That name sounds familiar right there.
Yeah.
Take a screenshot, dude. I feel famous.
Do we
right
know
now.
this guy or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes me feel famous just seeing this on the screen.
Yeah, Vic. They're just she's on live again. I'm just watching. I'm not gonna comment on her thing at all or nothing like that.
I don't know, man. I just hope everybody has their coffee because I have a feel when Manny says I'm not gonna do this, he's probably about to
No, I
comment,
won't say that. I do live
and
in
it's gonna be
Carmel.
a 5-hour show.
I just got to be careful with TikTok because last time I was watching her,
What are you gonna say that to mom's kid?
as soon as her live was over and I switched it to something else,
Karma?
there was like
I was gonna say
boobies
something.
bouncing up and down like crazy.
Oh my god.
Something
And
that's
then I
also
flipped it, and then more boobies bouncing up and down like crazy. I'm like, what the
that was
heck?
Daniela, but that's something you gotta ask her.
It has a weird algorithm,
Family
TikTok.
members of
It sucks
And
everybody in with that.
I assure
You're
you,
very well spoken.
I
Thank
never
you. I took a
typed
speech
bouncing
class.
boobies in the search ever at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah,
Ever.
yeah.
I can tell.
I realized it because
But I also slur my
so
words
I got
sometimes.
it. My
But I'm very good
wife
at
I
giving
got.
eye
I don't use
contact.
it,
You
but
know,
it's all it shows
if you guys
at the
stare
beginning
right between
until it
somebody's
learns what you're
eyebrows,
looking for.
it'll look like
Yeah, and
to
if
them
you
it'll look like
stop
you're
even for
looking
one
into their
second,
eyes. So if you're
if
ever
you
nervous about looking somebody in the eyes, which I'm not
let's see what he's
anymore
got to
after all
say.
this time, I've gotten really good at just looking at people because they're just a
First
person.
timer, Manny.
But yeah, if you look at somebody between their eyebrows, to them it'll look
Gina,
like you're looking
welcome
into their
back.
eyes. So you don't have to make eye contact if you don't want to, but it'll look like you're giving eye contact.
I wonder why they're not on camera like they were earlier.
They told me I'm very well spoken.
I heard. I never heard that compliment.
Sorry, you can't be like me.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
man,
just
we
in,
should go
You said,
off
but you won't
camera.
give us eye contact.
in case
You're right. I'm sorry.
what hide the cameras, hide ours.
So we should just go off camera and just say
Because,
like,
I
yeah,
don't
you're
know,
really
it's
well
different.
spoken. And
Because if I give you guys eye contact, I'm talking to like 100 people at a time, and I don't like that. And there's people that I can't see. So, and the fact that there's obviously people out there like screen recording. I don't like the idea that people
wow,
have pictures and videos of me on their phone, and they'll go and oh look at this guy. I don't know. I mean, if you guys want to see what I look like, you guys can go to my profile, find me on Facebook. That's not what I'm like.
that sounds
secret
like
about.
building a
Just don't
fan
like the
base to me.
idea
My brother is very happy.
Right? As soon as you say, yeah,
That
look
sounds
me up
like
on
building a fan
Facebook,
base,
hit me
yeah.
up on
idea of people
Instagram.
having me on their phone,
I'm not gonna, just so you know, we're watching this live. I'm not gonna comment.
Personally, I think
I don't want to
it's
ask questions. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna do any of that.
So wait, Matt,
Even if they bring it up or whatever that I'm watching, who
I
cares?
think
I'm
so.
just watching. I'm not
People
gonna.
will say,
I don't want to get into it with them. I
people
just
say
want
me
to
or any other
listen,
like,
see what they
okay,
got
even
to say.
compliments are turned down.
imagine this, dude. So I'm saying I don't want to be seen. I can't look into the camera and there's 100 people watching me. I don't want nobody to know what I look like. But if you do want to
But
see how I
follow
look,
me on Facebook.
yeah, like
What's your Facebook? My Facebook.
I mean that's
First
kind of
one-
contradicting,
but it's private. It's Richard Alvarez.
Richard.
Put the Spider-Man mask on.
Oops, let me raise this up a little bit.
Juice shamed.
Yeah, because you were here for that, right? That night, that
Yeah.
Thursday night. Yeah.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, I do have a TikTok.
Oh, this is a handsome picture, my brother.
See now they're pointing out on follow me here, follow
Can
me
you
there.
see it?
I was
That's-
at a wedding.
That's Richard. See, that's not Bobby. That's
He said,
Richard.
how do we find you on Facebook? I like your voice. Thank you.
You better stop it, ma'am. Can you see the picture?
Mary, good night.
No.
Great. Have a great weekend with your wedding.
I mean, that was my,
Congratulations.
okay, that's enough.
Congrats,
Okay.
congrats.
That's my brother.
I think that's one of my favorite compliments. People tell me
De
I hate my
oro.
voice. I hate my voice.
De oro.
And then people tell me I have a deep voice, but I don't think I have a deep voice.
Richard, were those your shoes right in the background on the floor?
See, I want to make the screen bigger,
Oh,
but
they were.
I want to show the comments that
We
they're
all dressed
getting.
in there.
Oh.
Stop it. I took a screenshot. Come on. He's not really happy and moved on. I think I'm just really good at detaching myself from the situation so that I don't have to like live it all the time. I don't know. I don't think I'm that happy. I'm just really good at pretending to be happy.
There you
Can you guys hear that? Okay.
want some Ritz crackers?
No, I'm not that.
So am I, but
I said, oh, the voice fits you. Thanks.
I mean, if they're not going to talk about Melissa Lucio and that whole situation, I thought that's what they were going to do. But if they're not,
Hmm.
if it gets boring, somebody
I am single, by the way.
somebody say something, and I can we
Yes,
can
I am.
He's married to the good Lord.
Oh my
pull the
God.
plug on that
I'm
one.
married to the game.
Oh, Sarah.
My signal keeps freezing because I'm in Mexico and it freezes right before picture showing. I'm dead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got- I'm dead.
And the girls keep complimenting him on his voice and he's
Shut up.
handsome.
Retired
But
at 62. That's
then
beautiful.
he said, "I'm single, by the way." Nobody asked him. He
Shut
just
up.
wanted to say it.
Congratulations.
My TikTok, it's
That's it.
adrift in
Okay.
my own head. Those are song lyrics.
Period. I'll find it right now. Bye.
I'll pop a bottle open.
Shut
I'll probably go buy
up.
one.
Yeah, and have your
Tomorrow.
Bible ready too in case we need to, look up a Bible reference or something.
That's still okay.
Where it talks.
No,
Yeah,
that's not my wife. That's my sister.
I have it here too.
His overprotective sister.
Yeah, I'm overprotective.
And I had to get Android. I had to
You
switch.
can say anything to
I need an
Greg Apple,
iPhone.
fuck
You
Greg
know the
Apple.
only reason I did that video, dude, the popping the champagne bottle video, because I hadn't
Yeah.
popped one in so long, and
You
there
should
was
show them
this
a picture of
dude
me with
who
Kathy when she was a
who
baby.
made a video, and he was struggling so bad to pop a bottle, and I was like, I used to master them bottles.
Sarah, yeah, that's Sarah.
You know the proper way to open a champagne bottle?
I
You
just
get
know how
the
to pop
towel.
it.
I don't like
You get the towel.
Sorry. I'm gonna
You
get-
grab the cork and you
Uh-huh.
turn the bottle. Don't turn the cork. Turn the bottle. And that's
Ah.
how you pop it.
Let's
Hmm.
see. Let me show you guys a video of me with my.
I'm a young grasshopper master.
Relax.
It was at Sarah's quince.
Anybody got a new iPhone they want to send my way? Because I don't like Android. I had to go that way. I'm not in a position to get a new one right now.
eBay?
My phone got messed up. My iPhone.
Android's not too bad, dude. eBay's good, man.
Yeah, but my whole life is Apple. I'm
Yeah,
in the ecosystem. My MacBook that I do all my work on, the iPad.
I'm sure you can find one on eBay or Amazon, like an
Yeah,
older model. You know, the
No,
same
I know.
model.
I get that. I'm not in a position to put money in that spot right now.
I see.
Are you pro-life or
So if there's any sugar mamas out there who want to,
I don't think I should. I don't think I have the right.
you know. If you know, you know.
There's plenty of them.
Just kidding. I just started following this case. I don't understand how anyone would want their mom. I know. Yeah, Jenna. And people fight with their families all the time, and they fight with your mom, but you don't.
Anyone, I don't know, bro. I mean, the crime would have to be so shitty that you would be like, kill that person now. I want to see it. I want to witness it. I want to be there when it happens.
I think if you want to have an
You know?
abortion, go have an abortion.
See, they're talking abortion, and that's not my. Not going to get into that conversation right now.
To me, if a gay person can get married.
You were flinching on that champagne video.
You see, because there was a whole backstory to it. So I was kind of
Where
like,
you going? Like,
yeah, like I was mocking somebody who was trying to open one, like, and this is a guy who always talks crap. So he got it. He got the idea.
dang, Martha, very nice. That's good for you.
JC Penney
Thank you for the response.
for a quarter century.
Okay, now you can enjoy life. That's awesome. Glad you can do that. Good for you.
It's amazing.
Amira singing.
Everyone should be, that fortunate. I love wine. I love red wine. Red wine is
Red
my
wine's
thing.
good.
Not
I've
white
never
wine.
really messed with it till recently.
Oh, look, no, much. Yeah.
I only buy like $40 ones and up higher.
Well, this is like really boring. I thought they were going to talk about their mom
I
and
do, but
They're chasing.
my
This is
personal belief
chasing
that
cloud, bro.
after we die. I don't know. I flip flop sometimes because sometimes I believe in reincarnations. Other times I just believe.
Anybody
that-
want to go in there and ask like a
other
Melissa
times I think
question?
that once we die, we just become energy and go back to the universe. I'm not that religious.
I'm scrolling through the comments and it's. I mean, if it's going to be like this, I don't want to watch this. I want to hear them talk about the issue.
Would you really? Do y'all testify if your mom's case was reopened or she gets a new
There's
job?
one.
I would.
Would you all testify if your mom's case was reopened?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I remember that.
Raise it up a little bit.
You show them this one. I like it here.
Look how skinny I was.
Look how skinny I was.
Dude, what's the point of this? Why not just?
I'm
There you go,
gonna
guys.
say,
Here's a picture of Richard and I.
Hey man, you remember how skinny you were,
it's just me.
and then how skinny I was?
Yeah.
That's me, Selena.
Well, you zoomed into the TV, still come out, man.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
A bit more here.
That's me and Selena.
So we're skinny legends.
Yeah.
Anybody know how long they've been
Don't,
on?
don't talk about my weight either, please.
It just doesn't have like a
Hmm.
clock or a countdown clock or whatever that says how long they've been running.
Huh.
Oh crap. I'm like myself.
Yeah, not even on the comments does it say like 50 minutes ago.
Did
Or...
she
Yeah.
say against her? I would testify
What
against
didn't
her.
she say she was gonna come on live with all
I won't tell the
her
truth. I might tell the
brothers or
truth
something?
that's
Did that happen?
against her.
She just said she would
I won't
testify
purposely
against her.
testify against her, but what I'm saying will be against her.
That's why people say you're rude.
Why?
Because of you reply.
Why? Because I said against her? Because I said against her?
Yeah.
That's not rude.
All at the end. Hi,
Huh.
Manny. Do you have any questions?
Oh, we're just showing. All right, don't show a picture of you and Kaki no more.
Please, please. We don't want to see those pictures. Thank you.
Are you talking to me or a different Manny on here?
If
Dude,
really
come
want
on.
to
You're the only
follow me,
Manny.
interact with us.
Right. Wow. All black.
Yeah, look at
I guess Manny doesn't have any questions.
I don't
Like
know.
you missed the best part of the live. Like it's pretty much over now.
Ah, there you go. It's pretty much over, he said. So they've been on for a while then.
Now we're literally just hanging out.
I love going on Manny's stream and looking at all the people commenting.
Essential water, in case anybody's.
Let's see. How many kids am I still with these followers? Let's see. 7 with you, right?
I just wonder why they're so
Yeah.
hostile against you, bro. Like
Oh,
you've never,
5 with Selena's dad
done any.
and
I don't know, bro. Maybe they've just been
8 with
traumatized
mine.
by other reporters or something.
Yeah, 8 with mine.
Be right back.
See, no,
All right, I'm
it's just
commenting. Do you guys see
feel
that?
good. This is the truth. That's the right thing to do.
Do I need to ask that?
Even if
Should
my
I
life
bother?
Foster and losing consciousness. That wasn't. Evidence of my having fallen in foster care and losing consciousness. That wasn't. Report undocumented never presence in court. I think I remember. Whenever I was in foster care, hearing something about Mariah breaking her leg. I remember my foster parent telling me that. Sure, you need to do your own lives. I don't have 1,000 followers. I can't go live if I don't have 1,000 followers. But I'm not asking for followers. I also don't want to go
You
live.
need 1,000 lives to go followers to go live. Okay, let me think of something. I'm just gonna make a comment right now.
Totally
That
agree. I enjoy you more. Thanks.
Then who?
I think you know.
No, I'm confused.
Where are y'all's biological fathers? My biological father lives in Houston.
So does mine.
Oh, yeah. So both of our fathers live in Houston. Just listening. Came in late. I don't want to feel any flames. I'm just listening. That's okay, Manny. I do respect you as a person. I was watching your video earlier. You said you don't want to exploit us, and honestly, I respect that a lot because that's something that we feel is all people want to do now. Just exploit us for our story, and it doesn't feel good. Um, so yeah, I do respect you as a person.
that's good. That's
Just
cool.
trying
That's
to
fair.
show you side you are on.
That's the great thing about Manny behind the mic. You know, you've always stood right in between, not really judging unless it's something you feel strong about. And a lot of people, I guess, are just so used to hearing something against them that
I can't believe it's 1 in the morning.
Oh damn.
what in the morning? 1. Okay, good.
All right, I'm heading to the party pit. Oh, what the heck is this?
Let me know, sorry.
Okay, be
How many
careful.
kids does your mom have? My mom had 14 kids.
What is it? Somebody said, Manny behind the mic, listen. Well, listen while you can, Manny. We know whose side you are not on. Whose side you are on. Not that it
Mm.
matters.
Well, there's a difference
I know
between
you guys are
sides
wild.
and
Shame, so
the whole
I don't find it
freaking
useful to exploit the dumb.
Thank
death
you, sir.
penalty stuff, bro. And
Let me see.
that's it. I mean, how many times have you said, "Hey, I'm not on your side"?
It left.
You you called somebody out for their juice drinking, but you've called somebody out for not watching their kids, and whether it was an accident, it was an accident, it did happen, but you still didn't think that the death penalty was where it was at because it was lack of evidence.
And I just put my comment up there right now. Somebody said, wow, that's a lot of kids she's got.
Yeah, there's pictures of this. Too much you guys are
Ew,
pulling
what the heck is this?
up. I'm not
Yes.
taking pictures of you guys.
So Melissa's got
It's of you, literally.
had
I'm sorry if that's the
14,
unbeliever situation marks. That's
and then
penalty.
her.
That's the side I'm on. And I mean, we don't think that she should be given death penalty either.
Oh, there you go.
Um,
Then what the hell are you talking about?
run.
Her oldest daughter,
But I
Daniela.
mean, we know what we witnessed. I've talked, an extent about what I witnessed my mom do. Um, that doesn't mean that I want her dead. I just don't think that people should be, going and blaming my sisters or and at one point I think Sonia was blaming me and my brothers for wrestling Mariah and giving her bruises, which, have we stated multiple times, they didn't live with us. They weren't around as much as they think they were or they claim that they were. So for them to, go and say all this stuff with 100% certainty and fact and say it like it's a fact, it just, it doesn't make any sense.
Makes
Would
sense.
you consider doing a podcast with Manny? Um, we said
Why
I
not?
said no previously.
Why not?
Um, I would do a podcast if I didn't have to be on camera. I don't like being on camera, but he can ask me questions. I can tell him how Sabrina put us all in a group chat at one point, asked us for our side of the story. We told her our side of the story. Our situation never, or our story never changed. Um, and once we got to the interviews and did the interviews, our stories didn't change at that point either. We talked about the abuse. I talked about the abuse. She left my documentary, or she left my interview out. And when my brother asked her why, because I couldn't ask her, she had me blocked. She has me blocked. My brother asked her. She said it was because I was brainwashed.
Come on.
And
Yeah.
I just don't understand who brainwashed me. How was I brainwashed? Personally, I think I'm a very, have an individual mindset. I wouldn't let anybody brainwash me. So for her to go that and say that, for people to just talk about me like that, it doesn't make any sense.
Like the great thing about
And I
him
think
coming on live.
um, Manny said one time, or the last video that I was on, commenting that she said that we flip flop our stories, and I said that we can show you the screenshots where she put us in a group chat. We talked about the abuse. We went to be in the interviews, and the story remained the same, talking about the abuse.
Yeah. So him saying that, he's kind of iffy about being on the show because his story doesn't get told. It's like if he's live, it's gonna be told.
If someone is innocent, I can't want justice for someone who's guilty.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to catch up with your comments real
Types
quick.
of biological fathers give you now
I'm
that
sorry.
we're older. I think he's just more present in our lives, or tries to be more present. And I think, I guess, as a father, or as a child, that's all you can ask for at this point, since we're all adults. Um, I don't really want anything else from him. And I think, like, I'm used to him not being around. So even if he wasn't around anymore, it wouldn't affect me that much. Truth didn't fit our narrative. Yeah, I agree. I know that's why I'm actually not annoyed in this life. Honestly, thought your mom was innocent after watching Doc till I heard all of your own story. I think a lot of people have that same story where they'll go and believe the documentary, or watch the documentary. They believe it, but that's the thing. Like, I think in general, most documentaries are super one-sided. They're there to push a narrative of whatever they want you to believe, and a lot of people will go and believe that because that's all they've seen about the story. They don't. Um, I guess not really research, but I guess kind of research. But how do you research? Just go read the case files, or do you go talk to the people that actually lived it?
I don't want to bring up stupid
And that's
stuff.
what Sabrina did. She says that she read 3,000 pages.
If I want to talk,
that's all great and whatever, but I lived it. Am I going to believe you and your 3,000 pages, or am I going to believe my memories?
If I'm going to interact, I want it to be about Melissa, not about what names he makes up or whatever. That's
I took a test just for your own personal. I saw your other
Irrelevant.
comment. We said that we would do a lie detector test, but also I'm pretty sure those things are not that accurate. So I don't know what it would prove.
Purely non that, yeah.
Your mother needs a new fair trial. I agree that that the DA or whoever was Villalobos was corrupt, and that she deserves a new trial without the corruption. Do I think she'll get one? I don't think so. Would I go and testify against her? Yes, I would. I think I owe that to my sister.
I mean, there's a truth. There's a truth on both sides.
Don't have the love of a mother or any family members, so love is what all of you need. We love each other. I think that's enough.
And they both say the truth, like we've mentioned before, man. We can't rule out that there was neglect, that there was abuse. But we also can't rule out that she didn't get defended properly.
Not face to face or anything, but
justice is supposed to be blind.
I was on Manny's live and I was replying to all of John's comments. So I guess you could call that talking to him. And our aunt comments on my sister's TikTok. So I guess you could consider that talking to them. I think you all are and will be good parents that year has passed. I don't know if I want to be a parent. It's very traumatizing. I think I'm also too selfish to be a dad. I like living my own life and not being attached to a kid or somebody. I don't know.
You see those words? I wouldn't want to be attached to a kid.
Actually, my favorite.
He's lost a kid.
I think my sister's smart too.
Hang it off, guys.
I think my sister's smart too. I don't think that's fair. I think I think about like
he's scared. He's scared to lose another a kid.
And I try to think about what I say. And I won't. I think I'm pretty smart too, but whatever.
Adam, what's the deal? I ain't afraid of nothing.
I can't always.
You can name me. He's been talking about me. I don't care.
Like certain prerequisites they have to go through. I don't think they let single fathers adopt, and I mean, obviously, I'm not married, so I can't adopt. But also,
good luck with that, Adam.
That's a good one. I like.
I'm going to make that T-shirt now. See,
if I did have kids, I think I would eventually adopt.
And it's actually pound. Hashtag Manny
goes
scared, not hashtag at the end.
Yeah, but it's cool, bro. I mean, that was genius. I like.
So if you want to insult me, fix it right.
I had kids, had a family, had a stable job and stuff like that. I would definitely adopt. There's always, kids that need adopting. Part of me feels like it's kind of selfish to have your own kids whenever there's so many kids that, are in foster care or in the system. They just grow up in it. There's, wanting a family to love them.
Hey, Gladys. Yeah, I remember about the lie detector.
I just think it's funny how I don't want to turn it this way, but it's after
Church Lady
12.
Lori said,
I'll
"Love
tell
you
right
all."
now.
Lori.
All right, what's her name?
Oh, yeah, it is after 12. So Adam comes on and says,
I think
Manny's scared of commenting, but
Sorry,
Manny's the
Sean.
only one that is
It'd be
commenting.
nice since you're in foster care. Yeah, foster care was
And Adam
that
wants
story for
him to
another time,
comment.
but it was
Why do you
long.
make up fake names like Donald Trump?
Adam, why don't you go over there and ask why doesn't he? Why does he
I mean,
make
because
up
I
fake?
didn't even know he made up
That's not
names.
her
Did
dad.
you know
She's
he
my
made up
dad.
names?
No, I don't know.
Like I had no. So obviously, you, Mr. Adam, you've been seeing this happening because you said he's made up a
No,
few
for now.
names.
I'm on
Why
Manny's
haven't you called him out on it? Is
live stream.
Adam scared? Make
Somebody
a
said
shirt that says
what's
hashtag
it,
Adam scared.
and I dare to ask him why he makes names
I'll buy 10
like
of them
Donald
right now.
Trump. Ask him why he makes names up on people he doesn't like. Are you talking about me? Who am I
See?
making names
I,
for?
I think Adam
I don't
is.
think I'm that creative to make names for people.
That's what
Where
What did they say?
that's what Adam
where
is
is he
That I
reading
saying.
this from?
make up names for people like Donald Trump does.
Donald Trump makes up names.
Yeah, like he called Joe Biden Sleepy Joe or something like that.
That's funny though. That's cool.
Maybe it's a bruja.
Oh,
But we didn't come up with that.
that.
We did not come up with that. I would
Yeah.
take all the liberties if I could. I did not come up with it.
Hashtag
I
Adam
was one of
scared.
y'all. Don't ask
I'm gonna buy the domain
No,
right
that was
now.
somebody on live. How long were you in foster care? I think I was in foster care. So the first time I went, it was 2.5 years, and then after that, it was from fourth grade to seventh grade.
Do you want to
My
tell me
It's
about
like
the
five,
crazy house?
6 years. At one point,
my
it was like
flaw is I'm
most of my
very
life that I was in foster care, but obviously I've grown up.
forgiving.
More,
I can just let
so lived
whatever.
more
It's
of
like it
my life
doesn't
outside
bother me,
foster
right?
care.
And I've said
So
everybody can state their opinion. You don't
Let's go
like
back to
not
this.
everybody's gonna like
After CPS took you all.
the way I do things or how I
Yeah,
do
mean,
my
whenever I was
show,
a kid, I think
and
any kid in foster
and that's
care
fine. You
just
don't have
wants to go
to.
live with their
And I don't
parents.
want to block anybody. I don't want to be that
know,
person who
siblings,
blocks
yeah,
or deletes.
and their siblings. Like,
But
just
there is that
imagine being like
point.
a
If you cross
forever
that
place like
line,
that,
then I will. And if you
being
want to be
quote
one of
unquote
the
taken
first
care of by
ones, I'll
people
do
you don't
that. But
know, having to live with other kids
I'll
that you
just say
don't
like
know.
Adam is nowhere even near
Um,
that line. Like I've
Just
seen some
very,
crazy
very
comments
strange,
before,
very
bro. Like,
yeah, I know. I'm not
Adam is
afraid.
just scared.
So yeah,
That's it.
obviously
You
we
know,
went to go
he just wants a
spend with my
shirt that
mom. That was all we
he just
knew.
wants to, make it public. Let's make that shirt. Hashtag Adam scared.
Right?
Yeah.
Man, we could have a whole big line of different kind of shirts.
Amira, what are you doing?
It was me. Who was? What did you do, Gabriella?
You're chilling. Go to bed.
Oh, so how did he find out about
Yes,
that
very, very
Donald
efficient
Trump
with it.
comment?
Thank you.
Right now that
It was
Richard
from
got
foster
to it,
care
did
as
he
well.
hear it
Yeah,
here
I
or
did.
what?
I think
There's some stuff that happened to me.
Somebody
Richard is
posted it.
watching
I've
us.
never
Richard
talked
is
about it,
watching us.
but
Okay,
I
cool,
won't
cool.
talk about here either because that's not what the
That's
purpose of
good.
this is for.
So Adam, if you have anything else to say, I mean, you're probably being watched, so
Off the
it's a
light.
moment right now, buddy. The 5 minutes of fame.
Amira.
I wish I had my AirPods.
And I just say this, man, because I've seen so, like you said, you've told me since day one,
Amira.
you don't block people
Turn
unless they're
off the
total
light.
a-holes, and there's been people who play with it.
Gabriella came
So yeah, we
came up with
don't
some
block
bruja.
people.
Have you had a discussion with Sabrina? Don't know if someone has asked this. Well, I think Sabrina. I mean, Sabrina has me blocked. I haven't had a direct conversation with her since she blocked me, I guess. But I don't think. My sister Selena talked to her on the phone one time, but I don't know what was said. I wasn't here.
Sabrina?
Yeah.
It's the same crap.
I want to know about that other.
Selena, first of all,
There's
I
a
don't
niece.
hear
Her name is
the
Vanessa, I
before
think.
you call.
People were confusing her for VT
Oh, okay.
earlier. You seem blocked me,
I
but
don't
I'm
know
not
for
bully
sure.
like you're. I'm not going to block you. You want me to block you? Then you don't want to be here. So then don't be here. It's free country, bro.
And he's very friendly and just would you go on his show? I wouldn't go on his show, but I would talk to him. I think, I don't know. Ask me again tomorrow. My answer might change.
Dude, maybe
Um,
some Whataburger. Like go and talk at
but
Whataburger.
I think about it sometimes. Well,
Just to get to
obviously, I can't
know
do that
him, and
lightly.
then he can make the
Um,
decision of, yeah, let's do it or let's not
I
do
would
it.
answer some of his questions.
Why not?
I guess all of his questions, whatever he asked me, but I don't know. It's just like, what questions can you ask me that I haven't answered on here before?
Well,
I
that's the
can't answer
point. The
things that I
point
don't
is
know about, but I
is
can tell
that
you about the
we're
abuse
trying
that
to
I
push it to
witnessed.
people who haven't heard the answer. That's the only point. It's not that we want to keep hearing the same answer over and over. It's that some people haven't heard the answer. This platform has extended to a different footprint that might not be, nowhere near what the people that they've voiced their opinion to and or their facts,
Because I don't know.
and they can point them out here.
I got another question coming up here.
Was your dad around? My dad was always in and out of jail, but when he
Sharky's
was
on there
around,
talking to him.
I
Oh,
would
so
go
Sharky,
that
over
is a
there
Sharky.
sometimes.
our very own Sharky. Yeah,
He was always trying to get money for us, some way or another. So I don't think he was a bad dad. I mean, there was definitely bad instances, things that I remember about, him doing to my mom and stuff. But
Deborah. I never even occurred to me that
overall, like he did try to
he
provide
was
for us.
related to you or a part of you at all.
I didn't even pay
Those who
attention
believe the Melissa's
to the
abuse
last
was so
name.
harsh to the customer,
Deborah's
I
cool.
do think so. The things that I witnessed, would definitely cause bruises. I don't think she meant to kill her. I think I've said this before in other lives. We were all kids. We were all in school. I think the worst abuse that happened was when we were all away, and she had Mariah to herself to basically do whatever she wanted to do with her. Um,
Deborah, you're cool. Don't even worry
and
about it.
that's also why it's like people are like, oh, you know, how come you guys didn't stop it? I tried stopping it whenever I saw it, but how much could I realistically do? Um, but and that's only something that's come up, like, I guess, talking about it more. The fact that I think that she did
Deborah's
most
so
of the
cool.
abuse
Thank you,
behind
Debbie.
closed doors when nobody was around, or like not most of the abuse, but the worst, abuse.
I believe the story Richard's saying, man. There's no reason for him to make this up, um, at all.
I wonder where he's at. I wonder if he got to my question yet. I asked him one before. I don't think he got that one.
Sounds sincere, but like I said, what caught my attention was the whole justice system failing, the loopholes and everything. It was like taking advantage of somebody
Same
who
documented
was
that
not
Mariah
capable of
passed at
standing
that time
trial.
after mom only pinched her. Um, I mean, she did more than pinch her.
He can't lie
It's
about that, bro. He can't.
like I
Well, he
said,
He
skipped over my
completely
comment, and
possible
I
that the worst abuse was
hmm.
in private. Maybe if she wanted drugs and couldn't get any, she would take it out of Mariah. Um, Possibly. I've also said before, that I think um, my mom as a person, before she had Mariah, before we all went to foster care, she wasn't like this. Um, I think I truly believe that it was the drugs that turned her into this. Um, I think if she had the chance to do it again, even without the knowledge of the fact that she did do this already, I don't think she would do it again, because that really wasn't who she was. Um, without the drugs, I think she was a completely different person on the drugs, and for some reason, my aunt Sonia doesn't. She fails to think about that. Like, she remembers my mom as a loving mom, a caring sister, whatever you want to call it. But she wasn't around when she was on drugs either. We had to deal with her when she was on drugs.
Than we do.
Mm-hmm. How does she have head trauma? I don't know. I can tell you she didn't fall down any stairs.
she did not fall down any stairs. He
It's
said.
hard to understand how your dad wasn't aware of the abuse. I agree, but I also know that he was always trying to work and make money for us.
It's a terrible situation all the way
I
around.
really fell into it more when she lost all that
Terrible
money. Just
situation.
I don't
If
realize
they
every
say it
single
was
idea
the
was all
drugs,
taken away.
it's a terrible situation that a mother
Perhaps.
was on drugs. It's a terrible situation that a child was lost. It's a terrible situation that a family was torn apart. It's a terrible situation that even now, as adults,
I
the
don't know, Sid.
family
He skipped my
continues
comment
to be torn
also.
apart.
Remember my comment again? I didn't see what you said.
Maybe he just missed it. Maybe he'll go back to the comment.
I'm scrolling back up. I don't see it. Do you believe in mediums? I believe they exist.
Oh, that'd be cool to talk to a medium.
Yeah, honestly, there's a psychic that lives like down the street, kind of where I live. She like has like a little building, and there's a sign outside that says psychic,
Oh,
like
where?
blah blah
Where?
blah.
By HB?
No, I don't remember where. It's Austin Highway, off Austin Highway. Something about love and stuff like that. But
Love.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I think about going to it, just to see what she says.
I guess
Not for love.
more like a
You know,
phone
obviously
call.
for my sister.
He said like an
But
interview or something
I don't
like that.
know.
Well, you could be live and
I
you
don't
could be
really know if I
talking in
believe
the
in it.
background, camera off. You know,
You know,
a
let me
picture
say,
of him, like a picture.
you know, I know I said I wouldn't have anybody on, but I like having a discussion like this. I would have somebody on. I just don't want it to get into name calling and he's a liar and she's blocked me and she's a liar and all this crap. I don't want it to get to that. I just want it to be a civil,
Maybe
legit
individually would be better
conversation.
instead of everybody head on. You know, like
Because this is, you know, it's a shitty situation, man, and then
yep.
they don't need no more drama than what's already there.
You know, I don't really watch podcasts, but
It's a
whenever I think
terrible
of podcasts, I
situation.
just think of like Spotify podcasts. Like how you just hear the people's voice. I like the idea of that.
Maybe let's start a podcast. Yeah, right. We would have to talk about
I
our
know.
users.
You just hear us arguing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm being silent on purpose, guys, in case they start talking or saying
Yeah.
something. I'm really interested to hear what you know. It just it's a bummer that it's so late because not a lot of
Head
people.
trauma occurs with a fall, car accident, and you have to have had something drastically happen. Yeah, like maybe like a punch to the head. Gabriel said, "Hey, bro, go to sleep, Gabriel. It's 1 in the morning."
I don't know unless they blocked me or something, but he skipped over mine again. I don't think I'm blocked because I still see. I can still comment.
12-hour shift. That sucks. I remember doing those.
Oh yeah, he definitely skipped over some, but
I remember most recently I was working with refugees, the ones from Afghanistan, and I would work 12-hour shifts working with them. Those were long, long hours, but we worked with little kids too, so that was fun. I love working with little kids.
Tino, this is Melissa Lucio's son,
Let's
Richard.
just hope all of you heal.
That's the voice you
Maybe.
hear.
Maybe I'll go.
Alpha teach.
It's got to be tough. Tina, yeah, thanks for sharing that. It's
My neck hurts. Can't see any of Manny's comments. I think he's only commented a couple times.
Well, like what he said, bro. Like
I'm always reminded to
trauma
go
can
live on
occur
Zoom
by a
and answer
punch.
people's questions
You
and
know,
see
if
their
you're like
reaction. I think,
Your mom?
yeah,
Canelo Alvarez,
that'd be
you
weird.
know,
It's so weird to think about
it
because
happens in the ring.
people, in prison that have been in prison for as long as she has, they have no idea what Zoom is. They don't know what FaceTime is, stuff like that. They're so like alien to the world that we live in.
I don't know what they're watching. I think they're watching the screensaver on their TV. Is that what that is, Abel? Do you know any idea?
That's
Stream
that
stuff, I can't see nothing.
Roku, like that
Manny, are
little
you streaming
streaming
stuff?
device,
I
and
haven't.
this
I've
is
only
like
seen like two, three
the
comments.
sleep screen.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. Hey, Richard, if you're listening, I did put a couple of comments up there.
Muted him?
I don't think so.
I did put a couple
Didn't mute him.
comments up
You
there.
sound tripping.
For real.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
My camera gets so
I
blurry, bro.
just deleted 7 people from Facebook.
Huh?
I just deleted 7 people from Facebook.
Wow.
I don't know time.
It's like everything he said. Like what could he have done as a little kid to help his sister?
Oh, we got an
Ask him
email
if at
from
any point he was ever
Manny.
scared of his mom, because apparently all the abuse occurred like towards a baby. But did he ever fear his mom? Was it
Yeah,
he
and that's what he said, that she was never abusive ever at all.
Shum have hesitation to see your mom.
And that's what's been said.
Last I heard, John has them all booked up so that we wouldn't have the right to see her, and he's also her power of attorney. So he said that I think he said we can't see her, and that we are not allowed at her funeral.
So if he was allowed to, would he?
Do you believe that Melissa's abuse was so harsh that it caused her death? Manny asked. I answered that. I think I went like 5 minutes talking about it. I mean, obviously not 5 minutes, but I talked about it long. But yeah, I did say that I think the abuse was really harsh, that it caused her death. I also said that um, I
You
think,
witnessed the most abuse.
well, yeah, I wish the most abuse, but I think that the worst abuse happened when we were all in school. Um, so that, she wouldn't do it around us, but she did do a lot of the abuse around us. But I think, the worst that she did, like punching, biting,
Pulling her hair
pinching,
out.
pulling her hair, hitting her with rings. I think a lot of that happened in private when it was just her and my sister home alone.
Wow, that's a testimony right
So
there.
head trauma can occur by a punch like Canelo Alvarez. What the heck?
But who?
Thank you,
Canelo
whoever that was,
Alvarez.
Queen Bee,
Alvarez.
for
The boxer guy?
Yeah.
asking
Think
again what I
it's
had
not
put on
evidence.
there.
Obviously not,
I don't.
because obviously I wasn't around. Like I said earlier, I guess Manny didn't hear it, but I've been, going over it a lot in my head. Um, a lot of the bruises that Mariah had, they very well could have been done in private. I talked a lot earlier about the abuse that I witnessed, um, and not all of that would lead to abuse. Like suffocating with their pillow. That's not going to bruise somebody. Maybe in the face a little bit if you do it really hard, but for her to have bruises all over her body, um, that could be from pinches. Baby's skin is very sensitive.
Yep.
Mm, I'm sorry if I missed it.
Hmm.
It's okay. If you were allowed to her funeral, would you attend? It's a hard
That's a
question.
good question.
It's a good question.
Like, does it make a difference that you're on the naughty list and you can't go,
I don't
or
like
does it
funerals
not?
in general. And half of the people there think we are the reason mom
Hmm.
died.
I think I'm still very traumatized from my sister's funeral. That was like so long ago.
Right.
Um, I don't think I'd want to see my mom like that. I don't like looking at, cold, lifeless bodies, you know, covered in makeup to make them, look more presentable.
Or life color.
Yeah. So I don't know if I would go. Maybe if it was like closed casket, but I don't know.
Knowing
It's
them, they
hard.
want to take pictures with mom so it wouldn't be ghost casket.
Hmm.
I
Please
see a
speculate
comment
if I've
there
seen
that
abuse.
says about the
Well,
bruising.
user
I
four
mean,
six six
I've been
seven one eight
pinched.
blah
I
blah
can
blah.
pinch myself
I
hard enough
said
to cause
earlier
a
about
bruise.
the abuse
It
that I
does cause
witnessed,
bruises.
so I can't speculate. Are you scared for your mother as the death sentence gets closer? Yeah, it's like a month away. Um, all my life, I've lived in a world where my mom is alive. Whether that be behind bars or living in the same house as me or living, on her own house in foster care. Um, so to live in a world, where she doesn't exist anymore, I think it's a very scary thing to think about. Even if I don't talk to her anymore. Um, I remember at my whenever I was working in refugees, I remember I had this older coworker, and I asked her if her parents were still alive or not, and she said no. And I asked her, like, how do you deal with it? Because that was around the time that they gave my mom an execution date, and I knew that eventually I was going to have to deal with it. Um, and I asked her, and she told me that all you can do is cry, and
Mm.
I think that's probably what I'll do a lot. I spend a lot of my days crying. I don't know what else I can do. Um, we've signed the petition, um, but I don't know. It's very hard to think about. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
It's definitely a tough situation, man. These
Yeah,
people.
it is, man. I'm almost speechless. I don't
Uh,
know.
yeah. I mean, just having your mother pulled away from you growing up is hard enough. Having your sister, uh, deceased
I'm trying to
because
prove
of your
abuse
mom is
alone
even
when you talk to
tougher.
someone's
Being
body. Well, I said
split
that
into a
you know, it's
foster
hard to
care
slap,
home, having your mom on
you
death
know,
penalty. You
hit
throw all these
very
other things
hard,
into it.
and I think
It's
things like that
harsh.
does cause
It's harsh. You
bruises.
can't. We can't even imagine what they're
Can
going
you say
through
negative things
mentally
about your
and
mom?
everything they've done to
Well,
try to cover it
go
up.
through where I lived and see if you can say positive things
Um,
about your mom.
to just be easily judged by others who have no clue what they're going through
True.
is bad.
I just asked a question too. Something kind of changed the mood, maybe a little bit.
And what are you really saying that's negative?
The truth.
Yeah, you're saying the truth.
If he doesn't read it or
It must be hard deep down inside. It's
can't
okay to cry.
see it,
I was crying on here earlier, and I do cry. I cry a lot in private. I don't like crying in front of my siblings or in front of on here for people to listen or see or anything. But I do cry a lot. I think it helps sometimes. Other times, it's just like
Cry out of frustration.
yeah, a lot of it is frustration. Um, it just sucks. I think I hate that this is my life.
Period.
You know, I go on the internet, um, see people talking about it. You know, people forming their own opinions. It just I've said this a bunch of times. You know, it sucks that people can have opinions on what happened to you in your life, um, based off like things they've seen, like a documentary or case files that they've read. Um, and a lot of people won't even consider you know my side, which I actually lived through it, and it's just very frustrating to think about. What's your favorite memory about Mariah if you had to pick just one?
there you go.
As Manny said. I think I've said about this before, on a live a long time ago. I remember it was like, I don't know, like 2 in the morning. Our mom was either asleep or on drugs somewhere. I don't know. But it was one of the times that Mariah was actually out of the bed, because my mom wasn't around, and she had gone to the kitchen. I remember sleeping. I wasn't sleeping in the bed this time. I was sleeping on the floor with the rest of my siblings, and I remember Mariah waking me up because she had got me a cup of milk, and I hated drinking milk out of a glass, but I still drank it because it was for my sister. Um, but I think that's like you know probably the sweetest memory I have of her.
Mm.
She was so nice.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
tough.
it's a sad situation.
Yeah.
Everybody, like he says, everybody can comment and everything, but nobody slept on the floor the way he did growing up. Nobody had his mom on drugs.
You're
No,
not saying the truth because you say I think. Okay, whatever. I think, therefore I am. If my mom abused me, I would be the same. You should block that user. Better enough.
Mm.
What do you want to tell your mom if given the opportunity now? Um, I mean, I have plans to write a very, very, very long um, letter to her before her execution date. It's just really hard to make the time to write it down. Um, because I have to relive everything. It's like I
This
don't know
is
how many years of build up that I've kept it inside and not told her. So I have this limited window to finally tell her this stuff. Um, so I haven't thought of everything that I want to say to her, but I know it's gonna be long. It's gonna be a lot. I'll definitely cry a lot. Um, but maybe I'll tell you guys some of the stuff that I say after I send it. Maybe not.
And the letter that you write to her, John will be able to read it.
Really?
If she's executed, he gets her belongings.
That's weird.
yeah.
That would be good to express your anger, hurt, all your emotions.
I can't
I don't
even.
know. Part of me feels like it'll never be enough. That's why I said earlier. I've been thinking about going seeing her in person as well, because I feel like there's only so many emotions you can convey over writing, versus saying these things in person. Um, but a huge part of me doesn't want to see her. I don't know. I'm very very conflicted.
Especially because like the she's not the mom that we knew. Like she's changed. She's religious now. She's soft spoken. Like I feel like it'd be not like talking to mom because that's not the mom that we had.
Yeah,
Hey,
It's
Rachel.
sad that the help she got to turn her life around
said you need to make
was
peace
on
because
death
God
row.
would
You
want
know, like
that.
if
That
only
would
there
make you
was
to feel
help
bad. Well, not
prior to
everybody's
all of
religious,
this.
so she's definitely gonna feel bad off the things that I have to say to her. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. This is the last thing I'll ever get to say to her. Might as well be honest.
Just you even saying that, like this is the last thing you'll ever say to her. It puts so much things in perspective. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy.
I don't know what they said. Be honest. TBIS.
That's a very emotional topic, man. All the way across.
Earlier, I went in pretty extensive detail about the abuse that I witnessed. Um, and I don't want to do it again because every time I cry and um, it's just very hard to get the words out each time. Like it never gets easier to say it. And earlier I tried to be like nonchalant about it so that I wouldn't cry, and that still didn't work. So I don't want to talk about it again. Appreciate it
It's
being on
sad,
the
sad to
others.
put it
That's
this
why
way,
you need to
brother.
make
But
peace now. If you
if he
don't,
doesn't
then
get the
this is
help
an
he
immortal
needs,
illness
it's
that
like
you'll
if
live with the
he's on death
past.
row for the rest of his life
That's what Manny
because he's
said.
trapped. He's trapped
To me,
with
This
He
with his
said, Richard's laying on
emotions.
the others.
yeah. I ran to my mom recently, and the letter wasn't nice. If I'm being honest, and she hasn't ran back.
Yeah. People say like forgive, don't forget, or forgive and forget. I don't think I can forgive. I definitely won't ever forget.
Me either.
Um, and people say, forgive for yourself. I think, I'll live. Maybe it's not healthy, but maybe I don't know. I'll live with this like anger and hurt for the rest of my life, and I'll do it for my sister because she didn't deserve that.
And I just could never forgive. Like my mom put the idea that we were abusive to Mariah. She started that line. So I could never forgive her because she's torn our family apart with that one lie she created. And of
mm,
course, we could never forget. This is our life. That's why when
yeah.
Sonia says, like, she puts words in our mouth and says, when if my mom gets executed, we think this is the end of it. When we've never said that, this is our life. We're going to continue having them lie on our name. Like, none of that is going to stop. I don't foresee it stopping at all. I don't expect it to stop either.
I feel like it might even get worse after the execution date because it's done, it's over, and they're just angry.
I don't know. It's easy for someone on the outside
And
to
I think writing to her,
give
like,
an
I'll make
opinion.
peace with the fact that I
Yeah.
have never written back to her after all these years. I'll make peace with the fact that, I finally told her something or told her everything. Um, I guess that's the peace that I'm looking for now. See how you see how you say you think about maybe seeing your mom
I
next
don't
time
know.
she
I
goes through
think
sessions. It wouldn't be the same because she is soft spoken from
I
God.
think this is a situation where
She
somebody got mad and they just quit
would give
seeing each
me the
other, and then it
transcription.
just
I
because
mean,
That's what I did.
some
I don't know
people
what's
are
wrong
so
with her.
hard headed.
Even if she did
Instead of
try,
going to talk
to be
about
like,
it and
oh,
trying to
okay,
visit and
cool.
talking, let's
I
you know
would
what?
listen.
Let's clear the
But
air and
we
let's
had to
talk and
go.
let's talk.
Yeah, I'm like
Instead, there
24
was
years old.
distance and
Nobody's gonna tell me what to
silence,
do.
and nobody saying anything,
Oh,
and
I go
then
see her.
just
I go
one
see her.
side talking and the other side talking.
That's something that I have to
And
think
that's
about
never going to resolve
myself.
anything
I
like
have to
that.
deal with, the repercussions. Um,
And then to top it off,
later
now
on in life. If I
prison, and
don't
then
go
so
see
far
her, if I
away,
do
and
go see
visiting
her,
is not
and
easy,
that's
and
what's
then
also
it
like
just
always running in my
creates
head.
more
If I go see
distance.
her, am I going to be more traumatized? If I don't go see her, am I going to be more traumatized later on in life? That's something that I have to deal with myself, and nobody can convince me, otherwise, what I have to do or what I don't have to do.
And my answer was more my answer. Like that's what I think about me going to go see her. See, the thing is, I am on my mom's visitation list right now. I could go see her if I wanted. No, if John wasn't a evil person, I could go see my mom because she put me on the list so that I can go see her. But John has booked all the dates on purpose so that we couldn't go see her. So that's what I was answering for myself about me going to see her.
Yeah, I
I
can
don't
find
know
out
the
about
mom
that.
because
I don't
the
think
mom
that's
that
the
I met
case,
growing
not
up,
from what I
her mom is
understand.
in prison. She's changed.
It's not up to John.
I wasn't answering for Richard or adding on to Richard's answer.
I said, well, maybe if you were close to the Lord, you would think differently. Maybe. Guess we'll
Maybe if
never
my
know.
mom was close to the Lord, she would have done what she did.
Soft spoken. Why would you say that? Your mom isn't on drugs anymore. How do you want her to sound?
Okay, go because you cannot be on camera. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. Hurry up. The camera's facing this way. Yes, you are on camera. Go upstairs. We'll try again later. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Mira, go upstairs.
Okay,
Okay,
go
bye.
upstairs. See you later, girl.
That's for Selena. I thought so.
Oh, what?
What should I say? Soft spoken question mark. Why would you say that? Your mom isn't on drugs anymore. Exclamation point. How do you want her to sound?
I've never been on drugs and I'm not soft spoken.
You said
I
she's
want her to
soft
sound
spoken.
human. She sounds too like calculated now. Even just with the letters that she sends us, it sounds very scripted.
Hmm.
I have to hear that. That you have your head on your shoulders and you don't listen to others. I think I'm a very stubborn person. I don't like people telling me what to do in general. So especially something like this. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do. It's gonna be 2 in the morning. I know, Sarah. Do you feel your mom's rehabilitation into a more religious person sincere? Yeah, I think that's. Wait, you said is it sincere? I don't know if it's sincere, but I mean, she's obviously more. She's obviously rehabilitated into a more religious person since getting into prison. Um, I think that's basically what happens to you in prison, but I don't know if it's sincere.
I feel like not answering for Richard. I feel like if it was sincere, she would acknowledge what she did. Like, how can you fully accept your God if your God? I don't know. I just feel like if it was sincere, she would acknowledge what she did.
So they have witnessed her
She was on
and
drugs, not with the Lord.
Alexandra
Selena, her train of thought wasn't on
being
the Lord.
abusive to
I don't know
Mariah.
what you're talking about. Like in the past or
So are they
currently?
totally denying that?
Drugs not with the Lord.
100%.
I don't get it. Is John the oldest sibling? John is the oldest brother. It's not the oldest sibling. No one can walk in your shoes. They can put them on, but not walk in them. Don't put on my shoes. I got boots on. It's obvious how Selena feels regardless. Her wording comes off as cold hearted. I think she has every right to feel cold hearted.
My mom is accusing me of murder.
Yeah, like, I mean,
I do y'all fail to remember that? And I also believe my mom murdered my sister. Do you want me to speak highly of her?
I hope I'm gonna listen to her. I can't imagine living it. Sucks. Find the Lord doesn't excuse someone's past, nor does it mean everyone must forgive that person.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask that.
If she did it,
La Mera
then
Mera.
how can she acknowledge something she said she did not do? I don't know. Why don't you ask her?
Ask her. You know,
Like, just
anybody's
what
can write to my mom.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely
Looking
anybody
from
can
the
relate to
outside
it.
in,
If you don't
and
have questions, write to her, ask her.
seeing how this
You know
girl
what I hate?
said,
I hate that
"Yeah, I did
it's
it.
all like
Now what?"
email now. I want to
You
write
know,
with my own like
Well, you
I've
can
pen.
seen a lot
write
of people
with
say
pen.
things when
I
they're
thought they don't
hurt,
allow it.
Really?
and
That's what I remember
that could have
hearing.
just been one thing.
I just always
I
thought
mean,
like
freedom of
anything
speech. A
was
lot of people say
okay.
a lot of things.
Mom doesn't write back in
That it's
letters
not a
because she
confession.
has arthritis in
Yeah.
her hand, so she does a typewriter thing.
Is arthritis genetic?
I just asked if do you
I don't know.
deny
It
that
used to be
the
hers. I
private
don't
My
know.
wrist
investigator
hurts
that
all the
said
time. Most of my
Alexandra
wrists.
said, "Yeah, I did it. So what? I did it."
I know
Remember?
the
Remember
thyroid she
that?
has is genetic.
Yeah, that's what Adriana has.
Come on, don't do her.
As much as that investigator says that she tries to keep her feelings off of it,
This
just by her
Elizabeth
saying,
Smith's
"I
face so
try to
sad.
keep my
Her
feelings
April.
off from it,"
He said, "Do
there
you
was some
deny
kind
that?"
of
Or
feelings
Manny said, "Do you
attached.
deny the comment by the PI that Alexandra said I did it? So what? Do you deny that?" I do deny that. I mean, I wasn't around whenever that happened,
Then how can
but
you
that's
deny
just
it?
not something my sister would say. It doesn't make any sense. It's not her character.
Also, I deny it because I was in the same my aunt that interview happened in my aunt Diane's trailer. And so me and Marie took turns sitting with that lady. And the thing is that lady recorded us, like audio recorded us with the tape recorder. So if Marie confessed or if I said that I did something, where's the recording? Because 100% she recorded the interview.
I'll ask her that.
And still, if any of that was available,
The only person that knows what happened is God and your little sister. Well, I disagree. Did y'all have a bond with your? Did y'all have a bond with your aunts prior to the incident? Not really. We've talked about it before. We were like the black sheep of the family. It wasn't really a bond. We just knew them. We knew they were our aunts. We lived with them momentarily when we were homeless. But it wasn't like, oh, I love my aunt, I love my uncle. It wasn't anything like that. We just knew that they were our family. Did you know? Oh, never mind. Well, the PI also stated that you fed Mariah vinegar. That's a lie. We've talked about this before. Um, we were really poor. We didn't have vinegar in the house, so
My
where would
dad
we
even
get
acknowledged that.
vinegar from? Um, any groceries that we had was just food that we could eat right away, like cereal, hot pockets, stuff like that. Um, I think vinegar is used to cook other things.
I don't even know.
I don't even know what vinegar is used for. I won't lie, I'm not a cook. But we didn't have vinegar in the house. That doesn't make any sense. I work for TDCJ. You can write a letter using pen and paper. It's just faster to JPay and other apps.
Oh,
Wow, thank you. I learned something new today. The PI stated the recording was given to the lawyers, so the truth will come up. I hope so.
we are in contact with my mom's lawyers though, and my mom's lawyers are sort of backing us up.
So your aunts never offered your mom help with food, knowing y'all didn't have anything, but they're out supporting now. I don't remember honestly
I
if they
know
ever
that an
offered me
attorney will
help
never
with
let
food.
you know what they
The
got,
thing is, we
what
didn't
they
need
think,
help with
really.
food because there was loaves and fishes.
Yeah, we would go to a we'd
A
go to
food
a
pantry.
food kitchen or
Yeah,
soup kitchen. I don't know what you call it, but they'd give us free food. And we had food stamps
all you
too.
can eat
And like I said, our aunt did take us in like I don't know,
several times
yeah,
in
whenever we
different
were homeless.
houses. But then my mom would end up stealing from them, and we would all get kicked out.
So I won't sit here and say that they never helped us or nothing, but over
Jenna,
time the help and the assistance it did wane. You know, we ended up in foster care after once we got out of foster
Jenna,
care.
I believe they're
I saw them
denying that,
maybe twice.
right? Abel, that's what I get from this conversation so
yeah.
far.
So they said that the mom was lying and trying to pin it on them.
Yeah, that's why they
Do
hate.
not
They
remember. How
are
can
not
you
talking to
remember
the
what
mother
happened
because the
unless
mother
you
is
go to time
saying that.
justify?
Like, how would you feel if your mom tried to
Going
pin it
what
on
do you mean?
you
Like
just to get a free ticket for
I
her to
didn't
get
say I don't
out?
remember anything. I said I don't remember
That's what she
if
basically said.
how many times we lived with them. God, you're so annoying.
Hey, kisses
Only
haters.
pass.
Like, why
Okay.
don't you
That's a
go
good name.
nitpick
Cool
John's
picture.
answers or
Robinson.
Sonia's answers?
You all did. I feel like that's Vanessa or Sonia. Do you feel the media is ignoring this case? I wish the media would ignore this case. I don't like that my life is so publicized like this. But I don't think they're ignoring it. Um, I know my aunts and John, they go on a lot of podcasts and news stations, so I don't think it's being ignored.
And Sabrina too, talking like she knows everything.
Yeah, those are the two. I got two
Sure,
questions. I
you
already
can
sent
hurt
them to
yourself.
Lynn Marie. I know
You
she's
say, I
asleep
won't
right
sit
now,
here and say they never help.
but hopefully she'll see him in the morning.
I don't see any point in lying,
Mhm.
but thank you for thinking I'm mature.
First of all, I've talked about Sonia taking us in, so
I just think they don't like you.
I literally said the same thing you did.
Wow. Imagine growing up, dirt poor, sleeping on the floor with 13 other
I'm
kids,
just ready to have a sit down with
and then all
Sonia
this
so
happens.
we can all get off social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
We've
I'm
talked
so
about it before.
tired of the back and forth.
I think that they say that all the abuse that we witness is just lies and stuff. But I think if they were to listen to us talk about it in person, see how we react. I think like how raw it is. Um, I don't think they would have any reason to not believe us. Like, we're not actors. We're not, just forcing tears out. Trying to remember this. It's real. It happened to us. So if I understand right, you are also not on speaking terms with the grandmother. Hope. No, that she doesn't talk to us. I don't even know if she has a phone. I don't know. I don't really know anything about her, but we don't talk to her.
I know for a fact Hope hasn't addressed Bobby even when Bobby hangs out with them
Oh yeah, our brother Bobby, he does go with them to rallies and stuff, but she doesn't even talk to him either. So,
at all.
Wow.
what about your older sister Melissa's take on all of this? What do you think? I don't know. I want to talk to her that much.
Well, if you have her on Facebook, and a lot of people do because she adds everybody.
Wait, they have the grandma on Facebook?
She wrote a status.
No,
a couple of months
their
ago,
older
and
sister
she
Melissa.
talked about some
Oh.
of the abuse. But my brother John got mad at her and told her to remove the Facebook post. So she removed it so that he wouldn't like continue being mad at her. But my sister talked about the abuse that she witnessed. There was even this one time we were at um, it's a place there in San Benito. I think it's called Mary's house or someone's house where kids with trauma go to
Oh, I
talk
heard of
to
that one.
therapists kind of
It's not
or
Mary's
like
house, but it is
counselors.
someone's house.
And Sonia took us. She took us all. She took me, Marie, Coco, and Daniela was there, I think. And they sat us all in this big room. And the guy that was there, I'm pretty sure it was my mom's lawyer, if I remember correctly. But I'm not lying if it wasn't. It's just that's what I remember. He told us to talk about the abuse that my mom did to my sister Mariah, and none of us wanted to speak up because Sonia was in the room. But Coco, because she's the loudest of us all, she started it off, and she told the guy that my mom would put um, what hot sauce in my sister's mouth for no reason. And in that same room, because Sonia was in there, Sonia told Coco to shut up and stop lying because that never happened. So even when we did try and speak up about the abuse, we were always silenced by them, always.
Let's see. Mom did not do this. My heart goes out to her. Okay. Yes, it's by the high school.
Oh, the Mary's house.
They said I thought Melissa didn't live at the home, so how did she witness abuse?
They would come over, but I think I have a screenshot of that. Let me look for it.
Why would anyone even think you're lying? That's a very good question, and my answer is because of Sabrina's documentary.
I don't know. I just kind of think they're all
Which,
over the
I don't
place.
blame people for. I mean,
Well, they're not media
I
professionals.
know. I guess
That's
I
the thing.
can't blame them for thinking that.
They're
Us
traumatized,
as human beings, we
from
see a
a
documentary and
from
it's like,
a
okay, wow, they
child
lie about the
to
documentary.
adult, and they're still
Um, so
dealing
if
with
you
it.
that's all you saw, of course you're going to take it as face value. First, you're going to believe it's true. But a lot of people just leave it at that, and then they go online and they see us, like arguing with our family, um, and just going back and forth like that. And I understand how people would be like, "Oh, I don't know what to believe anymore." Um,
Mm.
but I think logically, if you don't put any emotion into this, and you just look at it from an outside point of view, why wouldn't you believe the people that lived in the house and you know claim that they witnessed abuse? What reason would you have to not believe them if
Oh,
if they're the ones that actually went through it? Why would you believe somebody that didn't live through it? I don't know. That's just
I mean, I'm
off
just
there.
saying,
But
what if the whole Hulu show was based on Richard's life? Would that change everybody's point of view?
mm.
You know what I mean?
there's someone in the family raising your sister Melissa's child. Melissa has a lot of kids, but our aunt Diane, she's raising her first kid. So yes.
And Sonia's raising her last kid. Oh no, Sonia's raising her second to last, and then Reno has her last kid.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Reno adopted the girl.
Marty, I don't know that they see that as a
Also
perfect
think that shows you are
situation.
consistent. That you are inconsistent. I think you meant inconsistent. But Selena and Alex are all over the place and seem not to take things seriously when speaking. They say you don't take things seriously when speaking. I think that,
Just because I don't like the way we answer.
yeah. But also, I think that, like, my sister made a lot of TikToks of answering questions that we answer over and over again. And I've only been on here a few times, so I can answer these things and not be like sarcastic and annoyed.
Yeah, I
And
will admit we answer questions sarcastic now because it's annoying answering the
can I
same
finish?
question over and over. Sorry, go.
Anyways, like I can, force myself to not be sarcastic and like annoyed a question, even though I do get annoyed with them because I've answered a lot of the same questions over and over again. I've talked about how, talking about it is hard, and how I'll go, after talking about it on live, I'll have like panic attacks and nightmares for weeks until I have to talk about it again on live because people are asking the same question and I have to give them the same answer. Um, but I think eventually, I'll get to that point where I'm just not going to answer it, you know, for my mental health, for my well being, or I'll just be sarcastic about it because, imagine having to relive, the most traumatic thing over and over and over again and having to talk about it.
That's like
Like it
not being able to wake
sucks.
up from a nightmare. You know.
Yeah.
Again, personal opinion.
Oh, Melissa not okay to raise her
Uh,
kids. Melissa is not okay to raise her
I just
kids.
think that the justice system did her
But
wrong
seeking medical
as a
attention,
mother.
providing a
She
safe
probably
environment,
wasn't the best
Melissa
mother,
is guilty. How many
but
of you had drugs in your
justice system
system when you
still
were
did wrong.
born? Were you ever told? I think it was 3, right?
4.
4.
The
A lot of
outsiders.
a lot of pieces about um,
He,
like my life, like in reference to things like that, Manny, like drugs in our system. We didn't grow up knowing those things. We had to find out like either in foster care or after foster care, by reading like files about ourselves and our lives. And I think that's a really fucked up thing to have to do in general. Like imagine, stumbling upon a book and it being about you and about you when you were a kid and the drugs you had in your system, how your parents were, stuff like that. That's just, I don't know. That's not something that a normal person goes through.
It's not.
so he said
But
4 of
I
the
know which ones
siblings
were
of the
born with drugs
outsiders,
in their
4 of
system,
them were born
and it
with
wasn't
drugs in their
me.
system, but he's not saying which ones. And that's okay. Not that we need to know or
Him,
anything.
including him, because he said,
Right. Right.
you know,
And as you can see, this is the kind of conversation I wanted to have. Just something very somber, not um,
I remember one time
no
reading
bickering back and forth and
my psychological
no need for
evaluation
that,
no
man. I mean,
sarcasm, you know.
no
going
need
to
for it, dude.
a
Like I
therapist
told
or
you,
something, and
they already had a big
I don't
producer in
remember
Hulu who
exactly what
said
it
one side of the
was,
story. If somebody else has another
or
side that
what
needs
it
to be
was
heard,
that
then
that I
I know
said
they're
that they
doing their
were
best to let it be heard somewhere
um,
else. But if they want to
going off
expand the
of.
footprint,
But I remember thinking
I
like
mean,
this
you're
makes no
offering
sense.
it
That's
here.
not why I did that.
Yeah.
And just thinking in general, like these psychologists are really stupid. Like this, like that's definitely not why I did that. Definitely not why I said this or why I acted like that. Um, so I don't know. It's just growing up, going to psychologists and therapists a lot. Like I don't know. I think it gives you more insight into how they think, and how they think kids are, how kids are supposed to be, or why kids do the things that they do. But I wish I could give some specifics on what it was. But I remember like it was something like so outlandish. I'm like, this is not why I'm doing this. I don't know.
And still, dude, with all the help in the world, there's only help is just help. It's not they're gonna do the job for you.
Yeah.
Help is only gonna assist you into taking the next step. It's not gonna pull you out of the darkness. You're
Right.
probably still gonna be in the darkness after you get help, but it takes a lot, man. This is super traumatic. Like I'm really, really in my feelings right now with the story from
Yeah,
both
man.
sides. Like I said, I stand not if I don't use my emotions and I look at it, the justice system failed a woman because everybody deserves a free trial, a fair trial. That's why we live in this beautiful country, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But on the other hand,
Let's see.
everything that
I
occurred
thought you had never
is
been in therapy.
super
Were you an
traumatic. Like I
adult when
said,
you've been in
just
therapy?
being alone, being dirt
I went
poor,
to therapy a lot as a
sleeping on the
kid. I
floor,
was forced
having to
to.
share a meal
I
with
think in
13 other
general,
kids,
um,
um,
most or all foster
that
kids
alone
are forced to go to
is against
therapy
all
and
odds. But
psychology.
Yeah.
then
Psychologists.
having your mother
Um,
taken away
I think that's like a requirement.
is another traumatic
That's what it
scene.
feels like, anyways.
And then having your
But yeah,
sister
I went to therapy a
killed
lot
is
as a
another
kid.
scene.
I tried
Yep.
And now
therapy
having
once
mixed
as an adult,
emotions about everything that
and it
occurred
was in 2020, so
is
it was
just
like
crazy. Having to admit to yourself your
a
mom is
ordeal,
guilty of something
and it was very
is
hard.
something that somebody should never have to do.
Had like
Yeah.
Having your mother
trauma
in death
dumping
row,
to this guy over the
awaiting a
internet,
day that
and
hey,
then
she's gonna die.
going to
The
work,
world is
and then
watching.
having to interact
Everybody's
with
judging
people,
me because I was the
having to
kid
talk
who
to my
was there and
friends.
witnessed everything.
And I only did it for
Dude,
like a
this
week, maybe
story
two
is
weeks,
so
uh,
emotional,
No,
man.
and
I,
the
I just
problem
noticed like a
is
change in me, and
the
made me
problem
very
is
like irritated, very angry.
since all these people were young at the time, most of them were very young.
I mean, obviously
Yeah.
because I've never
So
learned how to deal
you
with
have what
emotions
they
like
say,
me.
and those memories change and they talk to
So
each
I
other, and
stopped because
parts of the
I
story can
couldn't,
change. So
go
the
cry
investigator
and
has to go
vent
with
about my trauma
has to
and
dig
go to
for
work and
facts,
pretend
like
like
things
everything's
that
okay instead of not knowing.
actually happen, and they can prove happened, or that they can prove that somebody witnessed or something.
Right.
And that's all they can go by. They can't go by a divided family. Each one is saying something different. Half are against, and half are want their mother dead, or they want her to stay in prison. The other half are silent, pretty much. So there's no choice but to let the investigator do their work and dig for the facts as best. That's hard, man. I don't know if I'd want that job.
I would just say, yeah, like if the investigator has found facts, then why are we still in a situation where it's now probably 39 days away from a death sentence? Facts are there. Facts are beyond a reasonable doubt, and obviously it's not hard facts. What a person says, I can say something right now that might incriminate me, but that doesn't mean that I'm a criminal. It just means, hey, maybe he wasn't thinking correctly. Maybe
Mm.
everybody took it out of
My father in
context.
prison for my death or something unrelated to it. It was what was it again? Failure to render aid. That's what he
They
was in
tried
prison
to get
for.
him for injury to a child, but nothing was against him.
You're talking about John or what?
When
No,
he
the
suffered from
father, their
PTSD, he
father.
might need
Okay.
to be medicated to begin to heal. Maybe. I also hate medication. That's another thing in foster care. I think 99% of the kids are forced to take medication.
That's
So,
sad,
like,
bro.
well, they always rule you to have ADHD. They say every foster kid has ADHD.
There's
But
some
I also
big
feel
money
like that's just a
games.
method that the foster parents
Very.
use to control the kids because they don't know how to control them. So they give them, ADHD medication to calm them down, basically shut them up, and they give you medicine to go to sleep. Um, and I think, being an adult now, after I didn't stop taking medication until I was 17, like ADHD medication. I stopped taking like sleep medication
Yeah.
when I was like 12 or 13.
I knew that, but I forgot. I'll ask.
But like all that has taken a toll on me. I think I'm pretty good at controlling my ADHD now. But sleeping, it does take me a while to go to sleep. Um, and it's also like, you know, going from the age of 6 to 17, medicated my entire, young life. I'm super against medication. I hate medicine, but I have started taking melatonin to go to sleep. I think I like melatonin. It's also like the fact that I have the choice to take it or not. Because in foster care, you don't have the choice; you have to take it.
All of it is broken. I see, like this. I won't even put it in my shoes.
I
Let's
don't
just
know.
say
I
my
mean, what
kids had to
medication
go
do
through
they
it. I would
have
feel
on for
terrible.
PTSD?
Yeah.
I would feel terrible.
Can't
This
even
is my
imagine
kid.
it.
You know what? I've also been thinking that um, I do have PTSD because there's certain things that I'll see like on TV or in a movie, or in a song and stuff, and it'll just give me like flashbacks, and I'll have a panic attack or something. Um, so I mean, it's completely possible that I have PTSD, and that sucks to think about.
Maybe that's what Dad said he has.
Try melatonin over the counter for sleeping. I do. I have some at home. I take like two at night, so I can go to sleep and wake up in the morning so I can go work out. So many
Fun
kids are
fact:
on Vyvanse,
melatonin
and
is
it's crazy to think about the amount of
naturally
kids on it.
produced in your brain.
That's what I took. I took Vyvanse,
Yeah.
and it made it. And the side effect of it is loss of appetite and losing weight. And I was like super, super skinny. Like I looked sick
Want to
growing
show a
up.
picture?
No, antidepressants. Yeah, I was always on antidepressants. I remember at one point I was taking like 6 pills in the morning and like 5 at night. It sucked.
It's a young kid.
Yeah.
Good night, Sarah.
Side effects are insane.
Yeah, I'm sure that has something to do with it too.
I think it's chapstick.
By the time when he found out.
That's in my car.
I think I bought a new one actually.
Well, I have the medication one.
Oh, the
I just had a head medication. It's what's it called? Huh? It's I forgot what it's called. I think it's Aquaphor. Huh?
Yep.
Okay. Will mellow you out as far as anxiety and help with trauma. The PTSD medicine? I don't know. I don't like feeling mellowed out because that's what my ADHD medication did to me. Um, and I was like a completely different person growing up versus being an adult. It sucked, honestly, thinking about it.
Can I have it? Please. Okay, here we
Oh, thanks. I needed this.
And here's this.
Oh, thanks.
It's brand new. Don't open it. Oh no. Oh no. Be careful, baby.
How have you guys handled the COVID pandemic?
I asked him the
At the
question,
beginning,
but he didn't answer that
I
either.
went to work from home.
At least I don't
That
think
was
he
cool.
did. I didn't catch it.
No, I haven't heard it. Yeah.
And then I got my vaccine as soon as I could. So now I just go out. I still wear my mask. But yeah, now I just go out and try to live my life, but wearing my mask.
Man,
I
Nobody
asked again.
social distances anymore. It's crazy. First, Mel, I mean, you won't feel anxious or have panic attacks. Not like zombie feeling.
Well, either he just skipped over it again, or he's not.
I guess I'll look into it.
Unless he doesn't want to answer it.
But I also feel like I don't want to, what is it, self-diagnose. I feel like I should go to like an actual doctor for him to diagnose me and prescribe me the medication. I mean, there's a lot of things that I should do that I haven't done. I'm really big at.
I don't know if you're listening, Richard. If you are, I asked a question. Just wondering how old you were and how old Selena was when this happened, when Mariah passed.
Somebody said, "Did he ever say how old he is?" I'm 24, and his sister were when their little sister died. Selena, how old were you when she died?
I was 14.
Selena was 14 when she died. Oh, I was 9 years old when she died, but I'm 24 now.
And I'm about to be 30.
So 9 and 14, huh?
So if I was 30.
I even think that too.
He was 9 and she
Can't
was
even imagine
14.
being 30.
I even think that too.
Can't even imagine being 24. I don't feel 24.
I can't imagine being a mom.
I can't imagine being a dad. That's crazy. Like I said, I'm so selfish. Like I was literally thinking about it on the way over here about how some of my friends have kids and how I cannot have a kid right now. I'm so selfish. I love going out whenever I want. I love doing what I want, not being tied down anywhere. Like having a kid is such a huge responsibility, and I just know I'm not prepared for it. I mean, I could do it if I accidentally got somebody pregnant. Obviously I would, hunker down,
Sounds reasonable.
be a dad, but I have the choice to not do that. So I know I'm selfish, so I'm not gonna do it.
He's not selfish,
Not
bro.
yet,
He's scared.
anyways.
He's scared. He's
Yeah.
just afraid. He's afraid that the story could repeat. He's afraid. He's afraid that another kid is gonna have to live through what he's lived through.
You're welcome, Debbie.
Wonder how much longer they're going to go.
Hmm.
Because I'm hungry for some Whataburger right now. I'll tell you that much. I am.
You got
I shouldn't be,
Whataburger
but I am.
right around the corner, bro.
Who's buying dinner? Anybody buying dinner? I'll go get it. No, I can't. I shouldn't go eat a Whataburger right now. I shouldn't. It's just that I'm not going to sleep much. I'm going to stay up for another. I don't know. I'm going to have to call it at some point because they're not. It's slowing down a lot.
It is. I mean, you're bringing the show to the show.
There's always more people watching whenever you go live by yourself versus whenever it's just me talking. People don't like listening to me. It's fine though. I like listening to myself sometimes.
No, you don't. Hold on.
I know.
That would be great.
You have a good head on your shoulders. I don't think you're selfish. Well, that's because you don't know me. I think I'm really selfish. I don't know. I don't want to go into detail, but
I think you're selfish, but you also like interacting with the kids.
yeah.
So when I see you play with like Gatti and Amir or Nathan, like I can picture you being a dad. But then I also understand your point of like you want to be able to get up and go somewhere when you see that we can't. Do
Yeah.
that, 'cause we have to pack and load everything in the car. So yeah, I get your point.
Yeah. Like don't get me wrong. I love kids. Like I said earlier, my most recent job, I was working with refugees from Afghanistan, and there was a lot of kids there, and there was a huge like language barrier. But I mean, how do you interact with kids? Just play with them. I brought them like a ball, and we throw around the ball, and we just laugh and stuff. Like I love interacting with kids and playing with kids. I think kids are really funny to be around when they're not being annoying.
I think we're all
but,
kids, but we're all
I
just
love
different age
that
kids.
I can give them back whenever I'm
Yeah.
done playing with them.
I don't know.
But I think,
it might be good for him if
I
he.
could do
I'm not
that,
saying
but-
to go out and have one, but it might be good for him to have a child.
You keep up with the news. I prefer to stay away. Cool. What
There's
news? I don't
there's
really
different
watch the news
things
in
change,
general, but
for
You're
people.
talking about the news about my mom. I'm kind of forced to keep up with it because every time I go online, I see people talking about it.
Yeah, things change, man. Like you see, I lost my dad when I
He
turned
deserves to get
9,
better
like a
emotionally,
week after I
physically,
turned 9.
mentally.
So when I had my first kid, I was like,
That's what I
well, I don't even
want.
know how to be a dad, you know.
I
And then I
think
was like,
it
well,
would
just
be
be
really
a dad
nice to
like your dad
be
was when
a
for those
fully
9 years you
functioning
had him,
human being,
and it just changed
for
the
like
way I
most of my
look at
life,
everything.
not like dragged down by trauma. Um, it really sucks,
But obviously, like
you
I
know, having
said
to live
earlier,
with this,
the mom
and it
sentenced
sucks
to
even
death.
more having to
She's on death
go
row,
online
and these children
and see
are
people
her
talking
children are
about it.
living basically on a death row on a death sentence if they don't get the proper help,
Enjoy your life. It's just late. That's
because
what's
it's gonna
going
be like
on.
that for the rest of their life.
You're probably right. It's 2 in the morning.
That was a long live they did, dude. We've been here for an hour now, or maybe
Yeah,
past an hour.
yeah, that's right. How long have we been? We've been on here hour 40. We've been
Oh
on.
wow! So
This was shortly after we went on. Is that when they came out, right?
like an hour 30, let's just say.
Yeah, his sister's always answering for him. Yeah, I caught that too, and she keeps saying, "I'm not answering for Richard," but she
I
has to
heard that.
she has to interject every single time. Um, and I think
My
yeah,
sister was always answering for him.
I
She's
I
not answering
think
for me.
here
I can literally answer for myself.
I know you can't, Richard. I'm
Good
just
night,
we're
Richard
Yeah.
and
just
Selena. Good night.
it's just somebody made a comment. That's
And
all.
get to that place by seeking the right doctors and medications.
So
All of us
I
need
think it
support
doesn't help
in our lives.
your cause. I'll say for Selena, having that sassy attitude, the sarcasm, that kind of thing.
Maybe. I
I
hate
mean, I get it. I probably get it,
medication that changes who you
but it's
are as a
probably not a
person.
good look when you got the
Maybe that
world
needs to be changed. I don't
looking
know.
at you.
Yeah, but I mean that's what people have to
Unless
hire,
you're aware that you are in
you
a
know,
selfish stage of life. Very
their
much so.
public
I think
appearance
I
specialists,
think
whatever you call them. If they're
the one benefit
some
of
people are not
growing
meant to
up
be out in public.
on
They're
ADHD
just
Yeah, and
normal
that's why
people.
medication,
attorneys
having to
tell them
constantly sit with my
don't
thoughts,
talk to anybody,
is
don't
that
say
I'm very, very
anything at
self
all.
aware.
They're just normal people,
That's like
man.
that, and the fact that I know, like, I'm really good at reading people because spent my entire life being the quiet kid, just observing people, not really talking.
Thank you.
So I'm very self aware, and I'm really good at reading people and observing them. So that's one thing I can say about ADHD medication. Made me very self aware. Do you
I
think you
mean,
could
we can't
carry a life
expect
That,
of
that
a
the.
teacher
Let's
as a
see.
public speaker at
I would be
school?
so
Because
overprotective if I had a child after going through.
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's why
when
I
we
think
were in high school,
you
there
might be
was
a
this
good
guy that
parent because you'd
was like
be
a motivational
extra
speaker.
protective.
I thought it was, I thought it was, cool, but it was also kind of
At the same
cringe.
time, you're gonna
Um,
look at women different
you
because
know,
you just saw a
some
woman. I mean,
40, 30
according
year
to the
old
story
guy
he's saying,
going
right?
into a high school and trying to
He
motivate
saw a
kids.
woman
But I
basically
mean, I don't know, to
torture
each
his
their
little
own.
sister and
Maybe,
put her in a
like,
casket.
I mean, I think I'd like to help
So he feels
kids
unsure about
going
where
through it,
he's
like with
headed.
foster care, but I know I can't help kids until I'm okay myself. You know, it's very like long road to go through.
I don't know. I wonder if
Not
I
to
should
change, but learn to deal
have
with
them
my
on,
emotions and thoughts.
invite them to a chat.
That's
I know I
that's
said
what I want
no
to learn how to
before,
do.
but
Like I said, I'm really,
At
really
least
bad at
these
dealing
two,
with my
bro. Like
emotions.
different stories,
Just
different
detaching
sides.
from them.
It's not gonna be the Jerry Springer sling down. It's gonna
What's it
be
called?
Dr. Phil.
I rationalize my
Like they
emotions,
said, not
and
even Dr. Phil can
I
help
think it's
them. We're
logical
not
for
here to
me to
help.
feel
We're here
things. I
to
know that's not a healthy thing to
put the
do.
word out.
yeah,
But it's the only thing I can do to make me
His
feel
sister
like
says
I'm
stated he's
functioning
selfish
and
because his sister
that I'm
believes he could be a good
actually
father.
doing something
Like
and
he's seen
not
the
just
way
stuck in the
that
past.
right.
he treats her
And that's the only
children,
reason why it
so
sucks
he
that
thinks
all
that
of
she
this
would
was
be
brought
good,
back
but
up
he doesn't feel secure on the
um,
inside about what
because I was doing so
he doesn't
good
feel ready. He doesn't
until the
feel
documentary
secure.
came around.
He might have been one of the younger
And I
ones.
feel
I'm
like,
not sure, and
the documentary, and
it's
maybe that's
tough.
selfish for me to say because, there's somebody's life on the line, but whatever, it's about me right now.
Yeah, this
I was
is
doing so
true.
good, and now everybody's like talking about it, and you have
Eating
to
my
relive
good night.
this over and over and over again.
Dude, I missed you, Manny. Oh, thank you
You have
so
a very good
much.
head on your shoulders and have an articulate articulate
I'm
way of
trying to be
saying
on a little
words.
more often. You know.
Thank you. Um,
Thanks,
I
Debbie.
I slur a lot of words, so I think I tried. And also, when I was a kid, they used to tell me that I talked really fast, and I think I still have a habit of doing that. So I try to like consciously talk slower,
Yeah, the
speak
outsiders.
slowly.
You're probably right, and I get that. I totally get it. But that's why it's sometimes better not to say anything at all. Don't talk to anybody.
Let
Don't
me
go
see
in
that. Oh, I'm tired. It's only 12:20 here. You're
because
in
I think for the
California,
most
right?
part, everybody was sympathetic to them until the bickering started and the sassiness and stuff.
His sister stated he is selfish.
Yeah, even then,
Disagree with
I
me. I
believe
am
that
selfish.
she's defending her little brother too.
Yeah,
Like whenever like she speaks for him, it's because it's a motherly instinct or whatever.
Anything good on Roku? I don't know. I don't have Roku. I have an Apple TV.
Okay.
I know, right? Phone medication is just a band aid and doesn't help
glad you
eye
did, Debbie.
surgery.
I'm so glad.
I think so too. But I mean, I don't want to dismiss it. I think it generally does help. Genuinely does help some people. I just don't think I'm one of those people.
Yeah, you know
I
what?
wouldn't. I'd rather. Um, I mean, I can't even say that. Like I was gonna say, I'd rather deal with my emotions, but I don't even deal with my emotions. I don't want to hide behind medication.
Sharky's right. You know, yes, I can have them on, and they might agree to it, but I mean, some of these things we've asked over and over again, and it'd be just so repetitive for them.
Gross. Oh, I want
Man,
to
is
stop
open
drinking so
mic.
bad.
Hmm.
I like the idea of just disappearing to a random state or a random country and leaving everything and everyone behind. Sorry,
It's like I don't see anything else besides
but I think
them needing to
if
be
I
heard and need that
realistically, if I did do that,
the help, bro. They need some help, man.
I mean, obviously, I'd be
I'm
sad
not
about leaving
saying
people behind, but I
they're not
think
mentally capable
you
of
know,
anything, but I mean, if you can give somebody a
leaving
head
and
start,
changing my
like
name
it's
and kind of like
Yeah.
faking my death,
great.
kind of thing. Like,
Come on, it's illegal, first of all.
okay, I know it's legal, but
Not
I
to
don't know.
grill
I
him on
think
anything. Just
there's like
he was a kid when
potential
all this
that
happened. You
Yeah.
he has
can't.
like a completely
You
different
gotta.
lifestyle.
If you put somebody on trial, you know, for whatever age they were, you put them on trial for the age they were at the
I
moment
believe that you'll be
of
a
the
great
thing that was
father one
committed.
day.
And granted, I don't think
I hope
I mean,
so.
I was not traumatized, but I can't remember shit about when I was
Man,
nine
too
years
many
old
examples of
at
like
all.
bad
Traumatic
fathers.
events is all you will
Uh-huh.
remember, though. Other than that, do you want to remember shit? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
there isn't something that's
I love you.
consistent
And I love you.
completely between all of them.
What makes anything consistent, though? The only
Just
side we've heard about Melissa's story is the story that the attorney has said, the story that the district attorney has said, which are professionals. They're professionals. Those are going to be consistent. What we saw on Hulu was
because they
consistent
seek
because
because
you keep replaying
because they know how to seek
consistency.
facts and try to get some kind of a story and make it okay to see this sounds legit, and then
To the public,
that
this will
becomes a
make
fact,
sense.
right?
Yeah.
That's a shirt, baby.
But just because something, um, there's people who are mute and they can't even talk. But just because they don't have a voice doesn't mean they didn't live through it. And it's the same thing with just because your story changes once in a while from when you were, 9 years old or whatever. Um, you finally get the guts to talk about how what really happened or how it happened. It might be blurry vision, but the main
Yeah.
things are going to be there always.
Manny said something about not remembering things from when he was 9. I mean, I kind of agree with that. Like, there's a lot of things that I don't remember, but there's a lot of things that I do remember, and a lot of them are bad things. And those are the things that I talk about. And, obviously the abuse that I witnessed. I don't think that's something you just forget about. Um, but I mean, you are right. Like, there's a lot that I don't remember. Like the other day, my brother had to remind me that um, one time I wasn't able to go to the court to see my mom when all my other siblings went. So I ended up going by myself, and I don't remember that. but he triggered that memory for me, and I do remember. Now I saw her in chains, orange jumpsuit, and she waved at me, and that's literally all I got. Didn't get to touch her, to get to hug her, nothing.
Mm.
Same, Sharky. Now we share something.
Yep.
I liked you before, and I like you
Yeah.
more
I'm
now.
gonna move because I'm from here.
I guess I mean you're right. I know, and I know this. A traumatic event will that stuff you don't forget for the most part. Most people, yeah, that's something you'll remember no matter how
It's
young you were. Sometimes,
it's a statement for sure. Traumatic
yeah.
events are like they're real. I would say like let's read this next one. Those professionals are in jail, so how do we know what exactly happened? Some of the kids say one thing,
What do you do to
and these two
decompress
say
after
another
doing it
thing.
live or dealing with the public?
Oh,
Well, I don't live here, so I drive home and I cry. If I'm being honest. Um, I think that's pretty much it.
I mean, we go
Like
back
it's
and
all
we
serious.
say, from what we've learned,
To watch
the
or
kids
listen
who
to
say
sad
something
songs or
different,
watch sad media to make myself cry because a lot of
they were
people
not
just
around
can't.
when things were occurring.
Um,
Right.
my own stuff.
Okay, the lawyer jumped off the
It's
bridge, but
easier to cry about,
that's a lawyer that has nothing to do with this case.
listen to a song that
yeah, that's
makes
a
me
whole
think of
other
this
drama.
that I've been through.
And then his
I'll
daughter
start
killed
crying
herself.
immediately.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say
I do
is
that to calm in
professionals
private.
know
I
exactly
also go to sleep. I work out a
the kind
lot.
of people they want to have on a case. Who's going to talk, who's not going to talk. Your story's not going to be consistent, then we cannot have you on.
Wish I had
Even if
more
it's
ways to
true,
express
it doesn't
more.
matter. We're not going to have you on. Even a professional reporter would say, well, your story's changing. So because of the audience I'm trying to build, I can't have you on.
Yeah.
Even if it was true, it doesn't matter. But if my audience can't are going to be skeptics about it, I can't have you on.
Yeah. I think the only thing,
There's
having
a lot of
them
playlists on Spotify,
on might bring like viewers and stuff, but
like soothing playlists, calming songs,
I
things like that. And
I
honestly, they
think
really
I'm at a
work.
point where
I love the effect that music has on me.
because of the
Um,
situation, I think I'm okay not
it's so
just
like I think it's so
going
crazy
for
how
the likes and the
something
viewers
that
and all
somebody
that stuff. You
wrote
know what I mean?
or the way they sing or
I think I'm
the way
okay to
they play
just
an instrument,
let
can have such an
them.
effect on me like
I don't know.
that.
At the same time, I hear him
I
talking, and it
listen to a
sounds
lot
like
of music.
maybe he wants to get it out or
It
talk.
is.
And
It's
Get
not the likes of the viewers.
recommendations.
I'm trying to tell him, bro. It's like he needs to expand his footprint if there's something he wants to talk about.
yeah, I just don't want to
It's not a circus. It's just like
beat a dead horse by just bringing up the same questions or the same things. It's like maybe I want to know, maybe to learn a little more about him and about the family as opposed to just that traumatizing moment or that event. I don't know. But this is the kind of conversation I would like to have. Just
yeah.
talk. I don't want people arguing, and I don't mean you guys. I mean the family members. I don't want them arguing and back and forth, and you're a liar, and comments all over the place like that. I never wanted that to happen. That's
Well,
why,
you can just turn the whole comments off for that one.
yeah, I suppose that's true too. I'm just not big on. I don't like the limiting people's free speech because I'm big on free speech.
Ah, I know you. I know you. Yeah.
But
What's up, Kathy?
and
You watching Spider Man? I love Spider Man.
anyway, I think we're gonna start to wrap it up because it's
Sounds
2:30
good.
in the morning, and
It's like Whataburger time.
don't do that to me.
All right. All right.
Oh boy, let's see. All right, yeah, I think I'll call it a night. I'm
What's up?
pretty sure they're gonna be off pretty soon as well. Uh, Richard, if you're listening, if you can do these earlier, bro, that would help a lot. Not that we need to ask the same questions over and over and over again, but
I have a playlist for like every.
there could be
season, too.
different.
I
Let me
love my
lower this a little bit.
wintertime
There could be
playlist.
different questions and things that we didn't bring up, or there's just this is a very deep subject matter right here.
Texas.
It is.
But yeah, I'm glad that you were kind of chatting with us, chatting with me. Through the. I know you're watching the stream. I appreciate it, and that's all I was looking for, just to have a nice discussion, not Not anything crazy, that kind of thing.
Oh, well.
So we'll see.
Maybe we should get off.
He wants to be outside his normal life. Yep, I'm sure he does. I understand what
Get
you're
up at
saying. You're looking
6
at
a.m.
one side of the story, not the whole
Feels
story.
like in the morning.
Look what time it is, and they have kids. And yeah, it's time to call it a night. First time you're. Thank you, the outsiders. You're awesome. Thank you for hanging out.
I was gonna do that, but
Um,
if
all
we do
right,
that,
we're gonna call it a night. Richard, have a great night. Selena too, if you're listening. Not, we'll see what happens in the future,
sucks.
and we'll be in touch, perhaps, or we'll
Hot.
see what happens. Abel, thanks for coming
I
out.
know.
Late, super late. You're the late night
Oh yeah.
partner.
Just don't ask if I have any last words because it'll turn into another hour. So just
Hey, you got words? You want to say words? Say words.
yeah. So just really quick, I
Yeah.
I had no words until you said it right now. Thanks for asking. So a few things, I'm gonna
All
start
right.
off with this one. So I totally believe that at one point time was just made up for to be able to meet with certain people at certain points in life. You know, let's just say A and B, A being time, B being your physical, they cross paths
Yeah.
at a certain point on the timeline. That's what time is. So we can't judge on oh your kid's up at this time.
Thank you, Debbie.
As long as they're getting 8 hours of sleep, they're fine. They're gonna sleep till 2 in the afternoon. That doesn't make somebody a bad parent. Okay, anyways, we go back to the other side. So I stand strongly that the judicial system, the government, they failed Melissa terribly. They put her in a in the wrong situation. She shouldn't be there. At the same time, I definitely still stand strongly by the trauma that the kids have to be going through. Because obviously, it's not a made up story that they just made up. Again, they've been telling us since the beginning, even till now, don't believe everything you see on TV. So just because we see one side of the story doesn't mean that there was another side to it.
Right.
So we have to definitely stand neutral on it, and that's just my support. A traumatized child should never be occur. I have 3 kids, and I make sure that they don't have to live anything terrible, horrible. And it sounds like good parenting is occurring here. Anyways, that's it, bro. It was an awesome time.
Well said. Well said. Respectable comments, and again, it's really a difficult. Can't even imagine that having to go through something like this, and I haven't gone through something like this, and I can't imagine going through something like this. I mean, that's why sometimes the questions just keep coming up, and sometimes they're the same ones, and you want to see if they say something different, or that if they feel differently, or I don't know. I'm definitely not trying to mix them up. I'm not trying any of that. I'm just I'm trying to get like we heard tonight, the human side of it. You can feel what's in his heart when he's talking. I believe it. I'm just I'm still not convinced that Melissa's the one that did it, you know?
We stand so strong about the laws, and we're so patriotic that we see the trial, and that's what we see. The trial was definitely not what Melissa deserved to have. That trial was
Yeah, what did
rotten.
she say last night? She said it was 4 days and it was over. Just like
Yeah,
that.
like totally, bro. It was just messed up. Like she deserves a fair trial, definitely. And the kids
Yeah.
growing up, they didn't deserve to grow up and be in, foster care, and then off of foster care, back on foster care. Little sister died. Mom goes to jail. Mom's on death row. Dad dies. Like all that stuff is just like is whack. Is you go and you look at it from the the court point of view, and then we have to look at it in a human point of view, and then we just stand right in between and say, hey, it is what it is.
Yep. If you are inclined to support Melissa as far as not being executed, consider signing the petition. There's a couple of them. FreeMelissaLucio.org, and the other one is the innocence the no innocenceproject.org, and that one's got over 100,000 signatures on it. And the one at The one that's down here is the one that's only got like 36,000 or something like that. So
And you
I'm
have a
gonna
show tomorrow.
and there's a show tomorrow with the people from freemelissalucio.org, and they're going to talk about their efforts in trying to get Melissa off death row. So that should be very good. That's going to be at noon. It's early show. It's going to be at noon, 12 o'clock Central Time. And so that should be interesting as well. And we'll keep having these here and there. I'm going to have Lynn Marie Garcia back next week. Hopefully she's got some updated news that we can talk about. And, time is of the essence right now. There's not,
Right.
I hate to say it, and you hate to think about that, but you just want to have people, as many people as you can, make them aware of what's going on, and
Right.
maybe we can spare her life,
Right.
and then see where it goes from there. Because
that's a whole nother top. Like the twists and turns, dude. Like I tell you, that's a whole, f up on the court side, the court system.
yeah, a lot of things didn't go right, and these people actually, when things don't go right, is one thing, but then when you have people going against you, that's a whole other thing as well. And that should be looked at. I'm talking about her attorney who was incompetent. What's his name? Peter Gilman.
Yep.
And the district attorney Villalobos. Something shady went on there, and that's not fair.
Right.
Life ended. Okay, cool. From what I heard today, she was definitely not a good mom. I think she was up until at some point just, and like somebody said, when you have so many kids, I mean, I don't know. I know, and there are good mothers who've had big families, but I don't know. Having so many could have had something to do with it too, right? Not everybody's equipped to handle 14. I don't know. Just saying. Where can I see that? The interview tomorrow is going to be here and YouTube, the same, just like tonight, at 12 noon, with the people from freemelissalucio.org and the death penalty. What is it? Death penalty. Sorry, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, it's a hard one to remember. I'm just laughing because we kept the fake news thing up when we were.
I know. Sorry about that. It's called Death Penalty Action, and they will be here, or he will be here. I don't know if he's going to have anyone else with him, but it should be a good discussion to see what can be done. If somebody wants to jump in and help, join the cause, they'll let us know what can be done. So, hi there. It's like having a classroom of kids every day.
I mean, there's some coaches who fail, and they have like 14 players.
Right? It's a whole football team.
Yeah.
Executing her does not help the situation. The courts won't admit when they're wrong because they don't have to pay back for the years she was incarcerated. They're tired of paying her prison costs. Yeah, that too. I just hope racism is not. Hope racism has nothing to do with this.
I highly doubt that, bro. I highly doubt it.
I know people don't like Abbott, but I would hate to think I know how can you not know at his level? How can you not know about this situation? So I think he does know, but like I said, he's not able to do anything right now. He's not legally. He's not able to. We just have to let the process work, and we'll see what happens.
Which the process is like, I don't even know what the process is. So
yeah, Lynn Marie kind of spelled it out, but I don't know, maybe I should have her back and let's talk a little more about what the actual process is.
I like the process. I mean, if there's something that could be done, what is it? And what could anybody who supports it do?
Well, the process is to get the Supreme Court's ear to even look at you going, hey, I got a bunch of stuff here. Can you look at this, please? And that's the process of asking them to look at it. And then you give them some of it, and they may look at it, and then they're either going to go, okay, yeah, something's wrong here. Let's halt everything. Or they're going to say, nah, we're not even going to look at it.
I guess that's the sad part, that it takes so much awareness to get somebody to look one way instead of having somebody reading over everything before somebody gets put to death and be like, hey, you know what? I don't know about this. You know,
Well, Debbie, that'd be great. I mean, I want to say, how can he not know about this? But there's a lot of voters in South Texas who are very interested in him helping Melissa out.
yeah. And Abbott is a strong advocate for South Texas. So
Yeah, I really hope so. Like he says he is. We'll see if he is right now, because it would be sad if that went through and nothing changed. If you can find out, Debbie Lee, phew, that'd be awesome. I'll have to see what happened with her legal team. I know nothing about that. Today's the first I heard of this case. Wow.
that's what I'm saying. The footprint, you know, it has to expand. It's limited time.
Yeah.
It's limited time.
She's
I
got a
hadn't heard of
new
it.
she's got a new legal team, and the Innocence Project is involved, heavily involved. They haven't taken over the case because they can't, but they are involved now. So they're it's a hard push right now. So yeah, if you haven't seen the documentary, again, give it a viewing before looking up more. So, and there's a lot of stuff on YouTube for free. Other people that have done shows like this, and other interviews and other discussions, and it's quite interesting. The State of Texas versus Melissa is a documentary. You can catch that on Hulu and Prime Video, and I'm sure a couple other places online. All right, let's wrap this up. I think I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Abel, thanks for hanging out, buddy. Coming back late. Hope your mom's doing good.
Thank you.
All right. Glad she's better. She's more
That's
stable.
a crazy story too.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to get into that or not, but that's
One day.
Yeah.
Next time.
Glad she's better right now. All right, everyone, have a great night. Back tomorrow at noon. Spread the word. Tomorrow at noon it's going to be good too. And we will see you then. Abel, have a good night, buddy.
Likewise.